What's up? 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 What is up? Hold on. Let me.
There we go. All right. What is up? How are y'all doing today? It is Friday, and y'all know what that means. That means we about to have us a good old time tonight. I am your host, Emmanuel Noisette, and let me tell you something. I am burdened with glorious purpose. Can I get a witness tonight? And let me tell you guys, you too are burdened with glorious purpose. Then don't let nobody tell you different. All right. Thank you guys so much for making it out tonight. I am so happy that you guys were able to make it. I really appreciate it. We have a lot of things to get through, so I do apologize for being a little bit on the tardy side. It was just a lot of news coming in, and I had to get some of the new news to add into the stuff. It was a lot. It was a lot, but hopefully we will make it up. At least I'll try and make it up to you. So I do apologize for that. So if you are new here, I just want you to know that you too can participate. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel, and you will be able to comment along with everybody else in the E-fam. And, like, you can also just become a member. You know what I'm saying? Like, join up. And that'll be really appreciated. Now, guys, we have a lot of stuff to talk about. We got there's Marvel drama all over the place. We got, is Kang, is he gone? I don't know. Are we doing Secret Wars? Might be something completely different. We got Fantastic Four news. And y'all, wait a minute, listen. I did not know this, but there was so much drama with WB. Like, I ignored it at first, but when I tell you this drama was nuts, that was part of the reason why I was late, because the more I read it, the deeper it got, the crazier it got. So anyway, we're gonna go through the WB drama as well. I should have made that the main topic, really. But we'll go through that a little bit later. But let us go through first and foremost and see who is available, who made it out early, and give some quick shout outs, and then we will get started. Let's see. We got Ism Kism. What's going on? Thank you so much for being here. Jerome in the house. Watch your mouth. What's going on? Good to see you. My man Johnny Washington's in the building. What's going on, brother? Good to see you. I don't know about Snoop. I don't think I trust that. I know Snoop sitting here talking about he ain't finna, he not gonna smoke no more. I don't know if I'll believe it when I see it. When I see it, that's, yeah. I don't trust none of that. Let's see here. Hold on. Is the internet going? Now listen, now don't play with me now. I paid my bills. Hold on one second. Let me get some backup Wi-Fi here just in case. Because I don't want no issues. Okay, if there's any lag, I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry about it, but I'm connected and I'm Wi-Fi'd up, so I don't know what else could be happening. But okay, let's keep going. Either way, we're gonna power through it. Professor, what's going on? How you doing? Good to see you. Let's see, Rachel, good to see you as well. DB, how you doing? T-ville, thank you so much for being here. Deborah Rodriguez, always a pleasure, man. Thank you so much. Dex of Reason, what is up? How you doing? My man Dre is back in here. Good to see you. We got the Mod Squad with Chris and Pratt. Thank you so much, man, for you and the rest of y'all holding it down. Let's see, 60 plus, what is up? Jay, what is up? How are you? Toby, good to see you. We got the homie back in here, Zia Latrice. Thank you so much. Tasha, good to see you as well. My man Reese is back. Good to see you. Violin, hello. Good to see you. Let's see, MC, what's up? Pierre, how you doing? L, thank you so much for being here as well. We got my man Terrence. Man, hold on, man. Terrence, thank you so much. My man Terrence hit me up with the $10 Cash App, sending some love right back to you. Thank you, brother. Really appreciate you. We got Mama J in the building. Thank you so much for being here as well. Treese, what's up? Wouldn't be alive without Ms. Harper. Always a pleasure. Thank you so much for holding it down and being here as well. With the Mod Squad, we got Corey. What is up? Oh, so me. Thank you so much for being here as well. Kimmy J, how you doing? Who else we got? I see my home at Tyro. Good to see you. Nelson, what is up? Kiki West, always a pleasure. Thank you so much. Optimus Fine, good to see you as well. My man Lou, what's up, Lou? Good to see you. Theo, thank you so much for being here. Eric, how you doing? Larry, what's going on? Paul, I see you. Let's see. Shar, good to see you as well. Thank you so much. My man Marcus is back. Good to see you, man. Let's see. Kristen, good to see you. Soto, hello. Who else we got? I see Darth Yang. Good to see you. Thank you so much. Raymond, how you doing? Philroy, Chris is back. Let's see. We go quick. Dex, my man Didier, what's up? Setting up for the new house. Hey man, congratulations, man. Ain't nothing like getting a good new house and feeling, like you're settled, man. Congratulations. I'm very happy for you. Callow, what's up? Sean, CJ, for my peoples. My man Marv, what's going on, man? Marv been here since day one. What is up, bro? And shout out to everyone that has made it out tonight. I really, really do appreciate y'all for being here. Really does mean a whole lot. Let's see. Marcus. Let's see. I see you, man. All right. Boy, if you don't give me that shirt. Okay. All right. Hold on. Let me get it. Matter of fact, y'all go get this right now. I put the link in the description. I did put the link in the description. And this time I also made it available so you can get this in green and you can get it in black as well. Actually, I kind of like the black, but I couldn't pass up the green either. So I'm putting the link in the comments just in case, but it is also in the description on YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook, I just posted the link in the comments so you can get it right there. And I believe if y'all get it within the next day, so you got 24 hours. If you get it within the next day, it is 30% off right now. So, or I'm sorry, or maybe 27, whatever. It's 20 something percent, 30%. Get it while the sale is going. So that way you can I think it's just a couple, $16 or something. So get it now. So it's on sale. Don't say I didn't give y'all nothing now. But there you go, Marcus. I was already thinking about you. Man. There you go. Let's see. Anthony, what you got? Got my competition scheduled for May. I need you guys to help me get through this workout, man. We got you covered, Anthony. We are here in full force. Hopefully you will get this all together. Do what you got to do for this competition. And good luck to you, man. Thank you so much for the support. Let's see. Nelson, what you say? Want that shirt and Diddy in trouble. Listen, well, I gave you the link for the shirt. See, now y'all bringing in other stuff. Man, listen, I just heard about that whole Diddy thing. I just heard about it. All I know is, and I don't want nobody coming after me. I've seen what happened to the other YouTuber that was going against Cardi B or whatever. So I'm gonna keep my mouth quiet. All right, I ain't finna get into no mess. But one thing I have noticed, Diddy always be around in some mess. And we're not talking about isolated mess. I'm just like, bro, why do I keep seeing your name tied to suspicious activity? What, every 4-5 years? It's always something with Diddy. It's either he's allegedly involved with Tupac's killing. He allegedly is trying to blow somebody's car up. He allegedly was going to fight somebody. Bro, what are you doing? What is going on with you? Because it sounds like you got a lot going on. That's what it sounds like. So I don't know what it is with Diddy. I don't know. I was making fun of my guy. I was talking to my editor over there at the movie blog. I was making fun of him because I was like, look, man, you better go get New York. He was like, man, look, New York don't claim Diddy like that. I was like, look, he's there. That's y'all problem, okay? If Chicago got to deal with R. Kelly, you got to deal with Diddy, okay? But anyway, I'm sorry. I said too much already. I don't want to get nobody in trouble. I'm sorry. Thank you, Nelson. I appreciate you. Anthony, Thank you so much. I just put the link in there for the shirt, so you got that right there. Appreciate you. Let's see. Puma, Kang forever. Jonathan Majors is Kang. Loki, he who remains. Thank you so much, Puma. Appreciate you as well. Is that everything? I think we're there we go. Your mama, no, your mama. No, I'm just playing. Good evening. Thank you so much, and good evening right back to you. Thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate it. And Rabia, thank you so much. Hi, E fam. Well, hi, right back to you. Thank you so much for the contributions, guys. I really do appreciate it. All right, so I think everybody y'all got the link. Okay, so y'all got the link for the shirt. If you want the shirt, y'all can get that. But oh boy, hold on. But okay, hold on. What is this now? Did I hear that Jada Pinkett, at least Alcina Shakur Smith's book debut Behind the Hungry Caterpillar? You also heard about Will Smith's alleged entanglement. Well, listen, oh, you talking about that other entanglement. Yes, I heard about all of that. I actually started trying to read. I started to listen. I don't want my wife coming at me. I was listening to Jada's book, Worthy. I didn't get past it very much though. Only because and I think I forget who the comedian was that said it, but Jada done told us everything already. Like Jada's been talking about all this stuff for years. I was like, what's new? What is new? So I'll get through it eventually, I guess. But yes, I did hear about the other alleged rumor with Will Smith. It is again alleged rumor with him, and actually this is kind of an old rumor with him and Dwayne Martin. It's an old one. Y'all can look it up on your own if you want to. I'm not, gonna try and keep it family friendly, but yeah, they've had their rumored entanglements. And now, to be fair, the Smiths, both of them, have categorically denied these rumors, and they said that they suing. So there you go. They said that this is not true, even though supposedly an ex-publicist or something like, or manager or whatever, assistant, is alleging these things, but they're suing. So but here's look at the end of the day, and you know what, I didn't want to talk about it, but it is kind of movie related, so whatever. I don't care. Like, if that's what you want to do with your life, I don't care. You ain't hurting nobody, so I really don't care if it were true. The one thing I would say, though, is that if it were true, if any of these things were true, I would hope that whether it's Will, whether it's Jada, I would hope they would just come out and just say, hey guys, we are A, B, C, D. Hey guys, we are, or we did 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever it is. Because I feel as though all the mystery, talking around stuff, and not being direct about things, I feel like that's what keeps feeding these rumors. Because imagine if a celebrity comes out and says, hey, I am LGBTQ. Okay, so it's 2023, right? At this point, and this is no shame to anybody that's in the community. At this point, it's not shocking. Okay, it's not like the 1980s or the 90s or the early 2000s. It's kind of like, oh, you're part of that community. Okay, that's great. What's for lunch? What's for dinner? So all I'm saying is, if these things are true, if you're in an open marriage, if you've changed your sexuality or whatever, I feel like it would just be less dramasome if you just said, yes, this is what it is. Yes, this is what it, because then you take all the mystery out of it. You take all the intrigue out of it. And if you're not, then just say, guys. We're not. And this is what it is. And then we can move on. We can all just move on. Because, like, I hate the fact that these same rumors these rumors been coming up since the 90s. The 90s. By the way, this also goes out to you, Dwight Howard. Bro, live your life. But you would get a lot less pushback if you just was open. I know you couldn't say certain things while you was in the league, but I'm just saying. It's a very open community now. Just saying. If it's true. All right. I'm sorry. See, y'all done made me go on a tangent. I did not come for this. This was not even a topic. This was not a topic for discussion. But we're here now. We're here now. All right. Let's see. For my peoples, been away for a minute, so may have missed it, but your thoughts on the absolute fire of Blue Eye Samurai? You know what? Great question. So, shout out to y'all who have recommended Blue Eye Samurai. I apologize if I don't know who it was, because I know it was a bunch of y'all. People was, hitting me up on the DMs and stuff, like, tagging me online. E-Man, you got to watch Blue Eye Samurai. E-Man, Blue Eye Samurai on Netflix. I've seen it. I'm on episode 6, I think 6 of 8. This is a hit. Oh, I haven't even finished it, and I know this is going to be fire. This was so good so far. When I tell you the writing is fantastic, the acting in terms of the animation and the fight sequences, this is nice. This is nice. So yes, I have definitely been watching Blue Eye Samurai. It is something that I look forward to watching every night. Matter of fact, I'm gonna finish those last 2 episodes tonight. And if you like anime, this is right up your alley. If you're not into anime, if anime is something that you're kind of like, I don't know if it's my thing. If you don't mind a little violence and some blood and mature themes, this might be a good introduction. Blue Eye Samurai, by the way, is not for kids. Don't let the animation fool you. It is very, very TVMA. But man, it's like none of that stuff even matter. The writing is what's getting me. The character building, the fact that I'm going through this journey with this character and I'm just sitting here like, yo, this is deep. This is deep. So loved it so far. I can't wait to finish it. But yes, Blue Eye Samurai, go check it out. Definitely worth it. I was going to wait until I finished it just to make sure, but so far I am in love with this show. It is very, very good. Let's see. What is it? JN, regardless, Dwayne Martin better not run into Lisa Ray. Lisa want all the smoke. I did see that. Lisa, she ain't playing with Dwayne. She don't like Dwayne at all. That's none. Let's see. Marcus, I bought both of them. Check your cash. Oh, snap. That is awesome, bro. Thank you so much. What is it? Oh man, brother. Thank you so much, man. For one time for the replay gang. Appreciate your heart, bro. Man, thank you so much. I'm gonna send some love right back for the $50 cash app. Brother, thank you so much, man. That's really, really amazing. I really do appreciate that, man. Thank you. Thank you. Ism, what you got here? No, man, I didn't miss it, man. I was going right into it. I was going right there. But thank you for that. Because I just wanted to make sure I wasn't gonna go into a tangent. So I was trying to wait. But I got you. Thank you so much. First, they didn't recast T'Challa. Then Blade issues. Now they want to X out Kang. I'm seeing a trend with the MCU and the black characters. Maybe I would say that it's more complicated than that. Because as you know, listen, y'all already know I am 100%, for black representation. I am here for getting us a T'Challa on the screen that everyone can rally behind. I am here for Blade 100,000%. I'm buying out a theater for Blade. Okay, don't get it twisted now. I'm putting my money where my mouth is. Blade is going to be a thing. Okay, fully supported. But to be fair, and I made a video about this, Marvel is putting effort into Blade. Now, they dropped the ball with Blade by letting it get to that point and, you know, messing with the writers and letting the director leave and all that. They've messed up, but they did put the right people in place to get the ball rolling again. So I cannot say that they're absolutely doing nothing with Blade. I'm still waiting to see what they do with T'Challa, though. I'm still waiting. I know some people want to, you know, recast them now and all. Listen, I want to see what they do before I actually criticize or give praise to whatever action they do. I know some people like to jump into the action. I like to be informed so that when I have my opinion, I can actually come with receipts, I can come with facts, and just actually present myself a little better. So I'm waiting, you know, for the T'Challa thing with Blade. At least according to the reports, they're trying to get it better. I personally think they waited way too long on that, but we have to wait and see. We have to wait and see what they end up doing with it. But I do think they could have been better with it. Like, look, show me some concept art. Show me Mahershala in, like, matter of fact, you could grab Mahershala right now and just throw him in like a cameo and let us actually see him. All we got is a voice in the background. Like, what? That's it. That's it. So anyway, and of course, we already know Marvel's been all over the place. They've planted so many seeds and they've gone in so many directions. They don't know what's going on. So it's kind of like, I don't know. Anyway, Nelson, thank you so much for that. We're actually going to watch that a little bit later, so we will get into that down the road. JN, listen, y'all could put up whatever name you want. I really don't care. As long as we get T'Challa, it's an automatic yes for me. So I personally, I don't care who y'all want. And I say that like in a good way because there are so many options. You want Yaya, you want Aldous Hodge, you want Trevante Rose. Yes. 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 All of them. All of it. As long as we get T'Challa on screen, I am here for it. So yes, I'm with you on that. Thank you, JN. Let's see. Anthony, I'm with you on that as well. But I want to hold off on that because we're about to get into that topic. You're jumping just a little bit ahead of me, but we will come right back. All right, let's get in because we got a lot of topics to talk about. We got a lot. So I'm going to try and cram some of these things together so we can get through it. Let's do some random TV updates. One thing that we have coming, and this is actually coming to Netflix, is going to be Terminator, the anime series. That is going to Netflix. It says the long-running Terminator franchise is headed to Netflix as a new animated series. Terminator, the anime series. The show is going to follow brand new characters and is created by Japanese animation studio Production IG. I guess they also did Ghost in the Shell. Now, just a little bit, you know the original story more than likely. So here's where it kind of diverges just a little bit from what you've seen in the 97 movie. It says here, caught between the future and this past is a soldier sent back in time to change the fate of humanity. She arrives in 1997 to protect a scientist named Malcolm Lee, who works to launch a new AI system designed to compete with Skynet's impending attack on humanity. As Malcolm navigates the moral complexities of his creation, he is haunted by the unrelenting assassin. He is hunted by an unrelenting assassin from the future, which forever alters the fate of his 3 children. And that is Terminator, the anime series. This sounds interesting. I'm a sucker for Terminator. I'm a sucker for it. Like anything Terminator related, even though after what was the third one? Was that Salvation? Whatever the one with Christian Bale. After that, all of them been trash. Like I cannot get with any of them. Terminator Genesis, it got spoiled with the marketing. It could have been good. But they spoiled it with the marketing. The one where Arnold came back for the last time. Bro, you should have stayed home. They just been all bad. But I've watched every single one, and I'm a sucker for punishment, clearly, because I keep hoping for them to tap into the magic, to just get back into what made the first one and second one just so great. So anyway, I like the fact that they're actually giving us a similar story, but kind of going off a little bit, like whoever this Malcolm person is, or whoever this new soldier is, like they're clearly it's a female lead. But yeah, I want to see what that's going to be. In terms of what direction they go with the story and how they twist that. So I am interested in this. I am going to watch it. By the way, we just talked about Blue Eye Samurai. Netflix and animation have been smacking lately. Okay, they have not skipped a beat with their animation. So right now, I'm talking about Castlevania. They got Devil May Cry coming up. They got a whole bunch of stuff on the anime side that's really, really good. So I am really looking forward to this. I am very curious to see. They dropped the teaser, but they literally didn't show anything. So I was just like, okay, like that's kind of a waste of time. So maybe when they actually show it, we'll show that later. But right now, what do y'all think about the Terminator anime series? Is this something you're interested in? Are you going to kind of wait and see how it goes? Whatever you think, let me know in the comments down below. Let's see. Then we also have on the TV side, Ted. So I don't know if y'all recall, but Ted with Mark Wahlberg was a pretty decent movie. And you got a series coming now to Peacock. And it says here that the Ted series coming to Peacock has set its premiere date. It's got 7 episodes, and they're going to serve as a prequel to the first 2 Ted movies. And it will be coming out January 11th. Now it says the first episode is going to be supersized. We don't know how long it is, but the other episodes are just 30 minutes each. It is set in 1993, and this is going to begin right when Ted's bear, his moment of fame has passed away. So he's no longer as popular as he used to be. It says now he's living back at home in Framingham, Massachusetts, with his best friend John, with his parents and cousin. It says Ted may be a lousy influence on John, but at the end of the day, he's a loyal pal who's always willing to go out on a limb for a friendship. Yada, yada, yada. But I'll say this. I really like Ted. The first Ted, hilarious. I laughed so hard with that Ted movie. It was too funny. Now, the second Ted, I don't think it was as funny as the first one, but it was funny. They was going in on old girl with the eyes. When they called her Gollum, I cracked up too hard. It was just not. It was. If you like Seth MacFarlane, if you like Family Guy, this is the type of humor that you're gonna get. If you don't, then I get it. I get it. But anyway, that is definitely something that I don't know if I'm gonna watch it though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if I'm gonna go actually watch this Ted series, but I'm curious to see, is it going to get some legs? Are people going to be checking it out? If people are talking about it, if it doesn't just come and go, then maybe I'll go check it out. But this isn't something I'm going to go try and run to go see immediately. But y'all let me know. Are y'all interested? Did y'all like Ted? If you like Ted 1 or 2, does this kind of get you interested in like maybe how they became Thunder Buddies, or I don't know, whatever other prequel stuff that might be coming? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Now, I will say this. I really wanted to do something with y'all, but I felt conflicted because there's a trailer for a new movie coming out, and the movie is called Imaginary, and it's about this imaginary friend with this girl, and it's a scary movie, right? It's a horror movie. And the imaginary friend is like, it's like a teddy bear. And I really wanted to play this trailer for y'all so we could react to it together. But I know there's too many scaredy cats in here. So if y'all okay, let me know and we can watch the trailer together. I think there was just one little jump scare at the end, I think. But man, I was hoping to, I wanted to play it. Are y'all scared? Are y'all scared? Listen, don't let the people I see do it. I see play it. Listen, I'm not seeing a lot of objections. I'm not seeing a lot of objections. Hold on. Let me see if I got it downloaded somewhere. Oh man.
Has a name.
Man. Okay. We here now. We here. Let's see if we can get this loaded up. Cause I really wanted to see this with y'all. I don't know why, but I really wanted to see it with y'all. Do I have headphones? Okay, I don't see nobody saying no. I'm gonna put this up just in case because I know some of y'all scary. So let me put this up. This all impromptu. I was not planning on this, but we're gonna do this so that at least y'all know if you need to turn away, you got that up now. Okay. All right, let's see. Let's get ready. All right, let me get this loaded up here. All right, I done told y'all, go on somewhere now if you scary. I don't think it's scary, but it's fine. If y'all scary, there you go. You see this right here. I'll take it down when we done. All right, here we go. This is Imaginary, the trailer.
Every culture has a name for it. We call them imaginary friends.
How does it feel being back?
Good. I had such good memories here. Maybe my happy place can be our happy place.
Why?
I left you all alone down here.
It was just my imagination.
I'm playing a new game with Chauncey.
The scavenger hunt list. That's fun.
Chauncey says you're not allowed to play with us.
Oh.
Because you left him. I need something happy.
Something happy. Ugh. I thought bugs freaked you out.
If I can finish my list, Chauncey will take me on a trip to the place he's from.
Something that hurts.
Alice?
But it was just my imagination.
You've been spending time with a new friend?
Running away with me.
He asked you to do something that hurt you.
That was part of the game.
Does that seem like a game a good friend would want to play?
Hell no.
Maybe we shouldn't play together anymore, Chauncey. Maybe we shouldn't be friends. No.
Alice! She's lost, but we're gonna find her.
It was just my imagination.
Every culture has entities that tether to the young. We call them imaginary friends. You were always playing with your imaginary friend. When the connection was severed, the entity becomes enraged.
He says he's right behind you.
But it was just my imagination.
Forgot about that part.
Can I hang out with your imaginary friend?
He's not imaginary. He's not your friend.
Nope. I'm leaving. Nope. Nope. Y'all done did too much. Nope. Just my imagination. Yo, I want to see that. I want to see that. I want to see it. Listen, it's from the same people that gave us Five Nights at Freddy's, same people that gave us Megan. It's the same people that gave us the Black Phone. Listen, this is not a bad track record. Now, Five Nights at Freddy's was trash, but I did like Megan. I liked Megan. Listen, the only reason I brought this up was because I need to know, would y'all be interested if there was a crossover with Ted and the Imaginary? Because I'm sitting here saying the premise of the movie is that these imaginary friends are real. Is this where Ted came from? Does Ted come from this scary place? I just want to know. And I want to see Ted go against, what was that? Chauncey? What was his name? Chauncey or Charlie? Whatever his name was. I want to see them fight. I want to see them two bears fight. I want to see this. I think we need a crossover. I don't know how Peacock Lionsgate got to work it out. I need to see Ted go against Chauncey, and I need to see them just fight it out. Because you know what? Listen, where's Seth MacFarlane at? Now, Seth, you know good and well, the same way Peter be fighting that chicken, that's the way I need Ted to fight Chauncey in that. That's what I need to see. I need to see Chauncey versus Ted, just like I see Peter Griffin beating the mess out that chicken man. I need to see that happen. I would pay money for that. I would pay money for that. I would. I don't know about y'all, but I would. Who y'all got? What? Chauncey with Molly Wop Ted? I don't know. Listen, you know Ted got some paws. What? Ted got some paws too. Listen, I put my money on Ted. I don't know. Listen, have Megan referee. Have Megan just be in there refereeing and just dancing the whole way, just doing whatever she doing, whatever. I'm going with Ted. Y'all let me know who y'all think is going to win. But yeah, that's what we're going. Man, y'all have me sidetracking already. Okay, let's get back to No, I think we're done with the TV update. Anyway, y'all let me know, what do you think about the Imaginary trailer? I liked it. It looks cheesy, it looks predictable. I feel like I already know what's gonna happen, but I'm gonna give it a shot. Y'all let me know what you think though. All right, let's go. I think we got a couple comments. All right, I'm gonna go back to you later. Puma, it's funny how the MCU keeps recasting actors. Yeah. I mean, recasting is a very normal thing. See, here we go. Yes, I stand corrected. I would care. But according to him, nobody else can play that role. So we ain't got nothing to worry about. Yeah, guess we're saved there. DJ, what's going on? Thank you so much. You said here, Terminator anime. Let's go. Got the shirts, by the way. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. That is awesome. Kiki, I'm not trying to see Ted Evil Little Brother now. It does look like Ted Evil Little Brother. Thank you so much. Let's see. I'm tossing my old Curious George Teddy. Listen, I had this one Mickey Mouse, and that was, listen, I had to get rid of that too. I had to get rid of it. I understand though. I do understand. Thank you so much. Let's see. Quiet one. Listen, man, anytime a little white girl has a doll, a teddy bear she talks to and plays with alone, it's just time to get in the car and drive off. First of all, I've told y'all this rule for horror movies many times. I've told y'all there's two types of people I don't trust, and it's not ageist and it's not racist. I don't trust old white ladies, and I don't trust little white kids in horror movies. They always hearing some things and seeing some things, and I don't like none of them because they're scary as hell. Okay? Don't blame me. blame the movies that make these types of people always suspect or scary. Not my fault. Not my fault. But I told y'all what to look out for. I've seen my fair share of horror movies, and them two, I don't want no bits of them. I see any one of them, I'm walking that way. Okay? But thank you, Quiet One. I appreciate you. All right, let's move on. Actually, no, this is we can do movie updates. So just a quick thing. I really like Ki-Hugh Kwan. I really do like him. I know y'all recognize him obviously from the Indiana Jones, from Loki more recently, and Everything Everywhere All at Once. And I think this is a great comeback season for him. And listen, Key has kind of been like the best thing. Like he played Obi in Loki, and he was absolutely one of the best parts of Loki. Like he had me literally cracking up every time he would just say certain comments. We're all gonna die. Oh, hi, how you doing? We're all gonna die. Obi was hilarious. But anyway, so I'm totally here for anything else he wants to be in. He was great in Everything Everywhere All at Once. And I definitely loved him, like I just said, in Loki. So the question was, what other movie would he like to be in? What other franchise or whatever? And he answered. He said here in this interview, I was shameless when I saw Kathleen Kennedy. I went up to her to give her a big hug, and I said, Kathy, please put me in the Star Wars universe. And what's so great about it, if you think about it, it's all under the Disney family, So I was lucky to be Short Round, which is also Disney, and now MCU. And I want to stay in the family. It's great. Let me just say, you put this man in whatever he wants to be in. Okay, he don't hurt no movies. He don't hurt no TV shows. He's always the brightest part of it. Let this man cook. And Star Wars can use any and all the help it can get. So yes, I would love to. Now I ain't saying he got to be some Jedi or something. No, I ain't going that crazy. But I would love to see him in a Star Wars, whether it's a TV show, which is probably where they do the best work anyway, or in an upcoming movie. I would love it. I fully support it. But you know what, man, he could be a Jedi. I could see him being a Jedi. Like he could be like a librarian Jedi, or something like that. I don't know. Whatever. I don't really care. Let him just do whatever he wants to do. He ain't messed nothing up. So I'm totally here for it. If you would like to see him in a Star Wars film or in a TV show, you let me know what you would like to see him do. Maybe he comes as an android. I don't know. But whatever it is, y'all let me know in the comments. Do we have more movie updates? Yes, we do have some more movie updates. So I've been telling y'all that we've had a lot of, because of the actor strike and the writer strike, which went on for over 100-something days, a lot of things were getting pushed. A lot of things were getting delayed. And I told you that last time we talked that some of this is actually a good thing, especially when it comes to Marvel. Like Marvel had a lot of things that were going to come out in 2024, but they was like, nah, we got to push all this back, and they got to get back to business, right? They have to get back to making sure that things are done properly, making sure that things are that the quality control is better. And now, just like with the pandemic, y'all remember with the pandemic, and I said this too, during the pandemic, during 2020, I told y'all a lot of stuff got pushed. And then what was it, 2021? We were feasting at that point. We was getting a lot of movies back to back to back to back. And it looks like we're going to get that once again. But not in 2024, because in 2024, we're only getting Deadpool 3 in terms for Marvel. But 2025, listen, this is what's coming up in 2025. We got Captain America 4, February 14th. Fantastic Four, May 2nd. Superman Legacy, July 11th. Thunderbolts, July 25th. The Batman 2, October 3rd. And Blade, November 7th. I'm going to be so busy. Like, I'm going to watch every single one of those. Like that. That's just superhero movies too, by the way. That's not counting all the other types of movies that will also be coming out that got pushed back and all that. 2025 is going to be a good year, I think. I mean, the only ones I'm a little suspect on. Let me see. Well, we did talk about Captain America 4. We talked about how there are some red flags. The screening supposedly didn't go so well. They had to do some major reshoots and stuff. So we'll see. Fantastic Four, I don't really know. Maybe. I'm assuming it should be fine. I mean, I don't know how they could drop the ball with that. Superman Legacy, I think James Gunn will do a good job with it. It's Superman. Like, how do you mess up Superman? Like, I think he should do all right with it. Thunderbolts, that's up in the air. We have no idea. I don't even know who's directing that or whatever. So we'll have to wait and see. Batman 2, I trust Matt Reeves. I think this man knows exactly what he's doing. I like the first Batman with Robert Pattinson, so I am definitely going to be there for that. And I already told y'all, Blade, oh, that's going to be the watch party of the year. Okay, I already got the theme planned out. I got all of that stuff set up and ready to go. We are going to go in on Blade. By the way, that's going to be adults only. Yeah, you can bring your kids if you want to, but you know, it is going to be rated R. But yeah, Blade is going to be great. I'm putting positive vibes out there that I need Blade to be great. Okay, I don't know if it will be, but I am hoping that Blade is going to be fantastic. They gave it the rated R treatment. We got the same guy that wrote True Detective. I think that wrote Logan as well. I think we got two-time Oscar award-winning actor Mahershala Ali. We got the same guy that directed one of the episodes of Lovecraft Country. Listen, on paper, y'all got rid of that. Whoever the hell was writing that whack script, trying to make him the fourth lead or whatever the reports were, lackluster action scene. They got rid of all of that. So Blade, I'm ready. But anyway, which of these movies, let me put it back up for y'all. Which one are you guys looking forward to? Is there anything specific that you cannot wait to see? Whatever it is, let me know in the comments. So what else do we have? We got some John Wick updates. I should say, well, I guess it's a little past spoiler time, right? Like, if you ain't seen John Wick 4 by now, I don't know what to tell you. But as if you do recall, at the end of John Wick 4, it was left with an ambiguous ending. Now, I personally already guessed that ain't no way y'all finna leave John Wick the way that y'all left it and not try and make another one to make some more money. Ain't no way. Now, the director, Chad Stahelski, he has been going out saying like, me and Keanu been talking about a part 5, but we'd only do it if it felt right, you know, which totally makes sense. Don't force a story if it doesn't need to be done, right? Kind of like Toy Story 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever they on now. You know, so on the creative side, they've been sitting here like, man, we gotta wait. We don't know. But y'all already know the business side of things. They don't care. They don't care nothing about that, because right now John Wick 5 is being written, and this is confirmed by Lionsgate. It says, speaking today during Lionsgate's quarterly earnings call, Lionsgate Motion Picture Group Chair Joe Drake confirmed that work on writing John Wick Chapter 5 has resumed. He said here, on the Wick side, we got multiple spinoffs and Wick 5. We started to work on it right when the writer's strike started, and we've gotten back to work as soon as it ended. So, as I said, the second there's too much money to be made for them not to do it. Again, this did not come from the creators. This did not come from the actors, nothing. It came from the people that are cutting the checks, you know, at a quarterly meeting at that. They want to get them shareholders nice and ready, you know, for whatever's coming up. So am I mad about it? No, not really. Because I thought that there was enough on the table for them to do. And they did say that they're doing spinoffs as well. They already released the Continental. That's on Peacock right now. And I already told y'all I liked the Continental. It was cool. It wasn't the greatest show ever, but it was pretty interesting to watch. It's only like 3 episodes. Each episode's like an hour and a half, almost like a little mini movie. But yeah, so I'm here for it. As long as they just make it a good story. And of course, we got to have the crazy action as well. I mean, there's not really much else, that one could ask for in a John Wick story. So I am super down with that. Y'all let me know, how do you feel about John Wick 5 coming back? And then we got one more update here with DC. Looks like we have a Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow writer. It says here, Anna Noguera, the actress and playwright who is now making forays into screenwriting, has been tapped to pen Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. It says here that this is actually a redo for her, because the writer was quietly hired to pen a Supergirl movie back in 2022 when WB was developing a project as a spinoff from The Flash. So the basically the other Supergirl that we saw in Flash, Sasha Callie, she was going to get a spinoff movie, but as we know, WB didn't know what they were doing at that time. So everybody was getting a spinoff. Everybody was going to get a movie, but that did not work out. So I had looked up her IMDb. I noticed she's been like an actress, but I don't think she's ever like written before. So they said that this is kind of like her first time doing an actual script. Although it also said here that like basically James Gunn and Peter Safran saw whatever she was going to do with the other spinoff Supergirl movie, and they liked it. Like, I guess that's what convinced them to hire her. Now, here's the thing, and I've told y'all this before. When it comes to being a director, because James Gunn was hired for the creative side of DC, Peter Safran takes care of the business side. I trust James Gunn as a director. If you tell me James Gunn is directing a Guardians movie, if he's doing a Suicide Squad, a Peacemaker, I have no issues with that. I got no issues with him doing Superman. I feel like as a director, he can nail these things. I've long stated that one of my biggest concerns with James Gunn is his executive decision making. The people and the things that he does or does not do are the things that give me concern. For example, you let Zachary Levi just run amok, downplaying The Rock while Black Adam was still out there. You got to learn how to control the folks that are under you at that point. What else did he do? Then you went ahead and called The Flash one of the greatest superhero movies on earth. Like, what? And we seen The Flash. We seen it. And you call, like, bro, now you giving us trust issues. You giving us trust issues when you go out your way to call that movie one of the greatest ever. How are we supposed to trust you? And then you took the guy that was in charge of The Flash with Andy Muschietti, and you put him in charge of Batman Brave and the Bold. Batman's more popular than Superman. I've told y'all this before. Superman is not going to make or break the DCU. Okay, it is not. Batman is going to be the true litmus test on whether the DCU can last or not. If Batman fails, DCU will fail. I don't care what else they put out. They could put a Wonder Woman, they could put out Aquaman, they could put out whatever they want. If you can't sell Batman, you have no business doing anything with DC movies, period. So his decision making give me a lot of pause. And the fact that you sat here and you took this not so experienced writer. Now, I'm not saying she's automatically going to be bad. I'm not saying that. But you taking a lot of risks. You taking a lot of risks for a project, and that project is to rebuild the brand of DC in general for the general public. You taking a lot of risk for something that you need to be very safe. You need DC to be introduced to the public again, wipe the bad sour taste out of people's mouths. I'm just saying this is a high risk, high reward. That's all. I'm not saying it could be a great movie. I'm hoping it's a great movie. I'm just saying if I were an executive and I was in charge of trying to rebuild a brand that had such a terrible brand recognition reputation at this point, I'd probably be getting someone a little bit more experienced. That's just me. So anyway, I'm hoping for the best. We'll see. We'll see. Good luck. Anywho, what else do we have? We got another one here. Oh, this is one of my favorites here. Actually, this is kind of interesting. We'll see. Now, listen, this has been something that has been in the works for, I can't even tell you how long. Like, it's been going back and forth. But He-Man. He-Man has been something that, they've been trying to get a movie for He-Man since forever. But it seems as though there might be hope. There might be hope because before, I want to say we reported about Netflix was the one that wanted to do a live action He-Man. But that didn't go anywhere. It fell through. And but there might actually be some hope here for the future because it looks like Amazon MGM Studios is in serious talks to mount a live action Masters of the Universe movie. It says conversations are taking place with Amazon after Netflix dropped a planned version of the Nee Brothers film in July. It says Netflix spent nearly $30 million in development costs over 2 years for the project. This thing was originally set for $200 million. Imagine that. Imagine having $30 million to try something out and to be like, we don't want it no more. How much money y'all got? Do you know there are movies that could be made for just $30 million? They took $30 million just to test this out, probably to shoot some things, maybe, do some test footage. So I'm assuming, but $30 million? And then they wanted this to be a $200 million movie? And then they just said, no thanks. Wow. Man, that's when you got money to burn. And here's the thing. They talking about Netflix, Amazon coming in. Amazon really got money. Now, I haven't checked the financials, but I do believe Amazon got way more money than Netflix because Amazon just literally trying to take over the world. But we've seen Amazon coming through, and on the studio side, they're actually pretty decent. They're pretty decent, the Lord of the Rings and all this stuff. Like, they put their money. Listen, Amazon done gave us The Boys, Invincible, Gen V, Lord of the Rings. Like, Amazon is pretty good so far. Y'all seen that Jamie Foxx and Tommy Lee Jones movie, The Burial? It's actually not bad. Go check it out. It's not bad. So Amazon is they on point with this stuff. And then it says here Alan is still in the mix to star as He-Man. Now, this is definitely a big thing. Now, who is Alan? I think it's Kyle Allen. Now, I don't know who Kyle Allen is, so I had to look him up. This is Kyle Allen. Did any of y'all recognize him? This is him right here. Now, I do believe that if you're going to play He-Man, you got to be a He-Man. Okay, let me see here. My man looking a little scrawny here. I could see him kind of maybe Prince Adam. I could see him as Prince Adam, but I'm just saying, bro. Hey, man, where the He-Man muscles at though? Like, bro, I know this ain't what you working with. I know. Listen, there ain't nothing about this say He-Man. Like, what, bro? And I'm not trying to body shame. I'm not trying to body shame. All I'm saying is He-Man is a barbarically huge guy. That's literally what he is. Dolph Lundgren stepped into that role and it worked because he's also a big guy. What they finna do with this guy? Y'all gonna CGI his muscles? Don't put him in a bodysuit. I'm just saying, how many push-ups he gotta do? How long is it gonna take? Y'all gonna put him on the roids? You gonna give him the juice? It's gonna be one hell of a stunt double. I don't know. Hold on, let me give him one more chance. Hold on, let me see. Because look, at least he got the jawline. You see it? He got the square jawline. That's usually what you need. Hold on, let's go back to right here. See, look at this. Look at this. Square jaw. What they do with He-Man. Straight up square jaw. So at least he got the square jaw going. Look, maybe they just gonna have to shoot all the shots from the neck up, and then CGI the rest. I just don't know how you gonna do this in live action. That's all. I mean, if you told me animated, I like the animated thing, on Netflix. That I like that. That works. I don't know. I don't see it. But I don't know. Y'all let me know. Are y'all looking forward to this? Do you want to see a live action He-Man Masters of the Universe movie? Y'all think this boy Kyle got it? You think he gonna eat his Wheaties enough to get up there? Whatever you think, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. All right, guys, that's it for the movie updates. We're gonna get into more specific ones here, but first, let's grab some of these comments here. Let's see. Nelson, got to get me an AMC or Regal movie subscription. No, you don't. What you need to do is go use your Netflix and go watch The Raid and Blade. You thought we forgot. Nelson, you be coming in here trying to be slick. How long we been at this, man? How long we been at this? Okay, like we've been here all this time. You still got to watch Blade and The Raid. What you doing? Talking about you want to go get a subscription. Now you need to go up your Netflix so you can watch The Raid and Blade. That's what you need to do. Thank you so much, Nelson. I appreciate you. And yes, we will have a lot of stuff to watch in 2025. So a subscription actually is not a bad idea at all, because the more you go, the cheaper it actually is. So if y'all do go get the AMC stuff or whatever movie subscription, make sure y'all get it and actually go multiple times, because that's the way you get the more bang for your buck. And my man Nelson, I'm just playing with him. Not really. Like, you should go watch the movie, but I'm playing with you, but I'm not. But thank you so much. Let's see. Anthony, what you got? Watch Superman 3, 4, Supergirl to see how to mess up. Yeah, they did mess those up. They did. Yeah. But that was in the past, man. That was in the past. Like, nobody even watched that 1984 Supergirl. Like, nah, that was in the past. JN, Lakeith Stanfield is the Joker in the new Batman. Do you want it to fail? No, I don't care. And I say this with all love and respect for Lakeith Stanfield, because I love the brother and I wish him all the best in all that. This ain't for him. It's not for him. I don't care how many times he want to dress up as a Joker. I don't care how many times he wants to petition for it. Based on what I've seen him do as an actor, I'm going to say no, thank you. I think to play the Joker, you need a certain level of range that I have yet to see in his very extensive catalog. So I'm going to say no. Thank you for that. Ism, who's left for John to kill? The cameraman. They might have to catch one right in the lens. And you listen, seriously, they might just do that. I would not be surprised if we literally got one shot of John Wick where he shoots right in the camera and the bullet like cracks the lens. I would love it. I would you know how sometimes you be watching an action movie and sometimes the blood gets on the camera. I love those type of shots. But yes, if we get that, sign me up. Sign me up. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you. Let's see. DePaul, thank you so much for this. Hey, E-Man, my question is, do you think that with Superman Legacy movie adding more superhero characters besides Superman will hurt the movie or will it help it out? I don't know. And that's the thing, right? So we have had multiple reports about how Superman Legacy keeps on adding these characters, and we're getting people from the Authority, we're getting people from this, we're getting people from that, you know. And here's the thing: we got Green Lanterns coming in, we got Mr. Terrific coming in. We've talked about that before. It's not about what you have; it's about what you do with it. Because if they're doing all these cameos, but let's just say you literally just see them on the screen for 30 seconds. Because maybe it's Superman as Clark Kent and he's watching TV and he's seeing the Authority on TV doing things, and that's it. Is that really going to hurt the movie? I don't think so. So I think we need to like not overreact to the fact that people are just being cast in the movie, because we don't know how much they are actually going to play a role in it. Now, don't get me wrong, it might hurt the movie, because one thing that you can do to the detriment of the character is introduce too many characters. If you distract us from Lois and Clark or Superman, then what's the point of the movie, right? So I think we have to kind of wait and see how these characters are used before kind of like assuming anything. Because like, and I'm not saying you're doing it, I just know some other folks online where like they were like jumping at James Gunn, like, how dare you add all these characters? And it's kind of like, but you have no idea how, nobody knows how they're going to be used, you know. So I think it depends on, we have to wait and see how those characters are integrated, and then we can judge it from there. Let's see, Anthony, what you got? I want Thundercats before He-Man. Keep Kevin Smith away from the movie. I'm not opposed to it. I'm fine with either one. I'm fine, because all of this stuff is like from my childhood. So I'll take either one. Like, whatever. You want to give me that? That's fine. Whether Kevin Smith is involved, I don't care. Like the Masters of the Universe thing, it didn't really bother me the way it bothered other people. So you know, I'm fine no matter how they want to go with it, with him or without him. Let's see. Quiet One, what you said. $30 million meal plan for your boy to beef up. You know what? Listen, to be fair, Hollywood does, they have beef people up, by the way. Okay, so let's not assume, you know what I'm saying, that like that's not possible, because I think people forget, if you go back and watch Immortals, Henry Cavill was not swole. Now he was lean, but Henry Cavill was not, you know, the way he is today. It took time and he got there. So it's very possible that they could, you know, I mean, if he want to dedicate himself to that, yeah, sure, why not? So yeah, they made Chris Evans like super swole too. He wasn't like Mr. Big super ripped, but look at him now, you know, busting t-shirts. Let's see what you got. Just my opinion, I tried Blue Samurai and turned it off after 20 minutes from boredom, and maybe I was tired. I will try again tonight. Keep hearing great things. Oops, bro, what? Bro, okay, bro, hold on. Like, I can't sit here. Go watch Blue Eye Samurai. I know you love the martial arts. I know you love the Japanese culture and all that. You go watch Blue Eye Samurai. Now, I will say it's not super action packed immediately, but this is good overall writing. This is it's great characters. It's great fighting. Eventually, yeah, you need to give that another shot. Don't, hey man, listen. From one from one YouTuber to another. Don't say there's no more in public. Don't do that. Like, bro, I got your back. I got you. Listen, by the way, y'all go subscribe to my man now. Okay, he in the favorite channel list, but sometimes we got to look out for each other. Don't say there's no more in public. Don't. You go watch that Blue Eye Samurai. You go watch that. Okay, and then we gonna talk about it after. Matter of fact, when you ready, you call me and then we'll set something up, whatever. But you go watch that Blue Eye Samurai. Oh Lord, we gonna help my man. We gonna help. Let's see. Anthony Deck said in the chat, Mackie a Skeletor. Why do y'all want things to fail so much? Like, y'all, you guys wouldn't go see it. Y'all would not go see it. You would not. So no. Jay, did I miss your Madam Web trailer? Look. No, you didn't miss it. I mean, did y'all want to see Madam Web? Now, I wasn't gonna play it. I'm not gonna play it actually because Sony they demonetized the videos or whatever for copyrights and stuff. So I'm not gonna play it. But I mean, I seen it, I saw it, and I don't care. I don't care about Madam Web. I don't. Actually, I got some pictures. Hold on. I got a couple pictures we could look at here. Here we go. So you got Sydney Sweeney here, Celeste, what's her name? O'Connor and Isabella here. You got all these Spider Women out here, I guess. Looks like we got a Spider-Man Timu Spider-Man. This looks like Ezekiel Sims. I feel like this is all misdirect because at least in the comics, he seemed like a bad guy, but he really wasn't a bad guy. But then he was a bad guy, but then he wasn't a bad guy. So whatever. I don't know what they finna do with him. I don't know. Plus, yeah, he does look like Miles in this. Like, but it was funny because it's kind of like, how long have we been asking Sony, put Spider-Man in your stuff? Can we get, y'all got 3 Spider-Man that y'all could put into a movie. 3. Tom Holland, Andrew Garfield, Toby. Y'all got 3 Spider-Man y'all could use. Can y'all please put them in a movie? And Sony said, after Venom, Venom 2, after Morbius, after Kraven, after all these movies, they said, nah, we got Spider-Man at home. That's exactly what Sony said. We got Spider-Man at home. You don't need Spider-Man. So, we supposed to care. Then there's a rumor here about this could be Uncle Ben. So I guess this is in the past or something. And we got boring old Dakota Johnson. Oh my God, she is boring. Like, her best role had to be 50 Shades of Grey just because she was supposed to play someone boring. I can't with her. I'm sick of Sony playing games. I'm sick. And I'm gonna pass on that. I'm gonna pass. So I hope that answered your question, Jay. That's my review of the trailer too. It looked boring. It also looked like they showed the entire movie. Like I could probably predict what's gonna happen. Dakota's gonna start seeing the future, seeing the past. She's gonna run into these other girls with potential spider abilities. Ezekiel is chasing after them, but they think he's the bad guy, but he's really trying to stop something else, and he's really not the bad guy they think he is. They're gonna only get their costumes at the end of the movie. We probably saw the post-credit scene. Whatever the post-credit scene is for this movie, I'm putting money that y'all saw it in that trailer, because they literally do it with every single trailer they have. And somewhere in the mix, I don't care. That's it. I don't know. I don't care. I don't care. It's starting to pain me to talk about this. I don't care about this movie. So that's my review for the trailer. Trash. And the movie's probably going to be trash too. So there you go. Thank you so much though. Rims, what you got? Hey fam, taking a break from the storm to come and celebrate my birthday with the E fam. Okay now. All right. Yeah, sending love to you and my sis Cherie and everyone in the chat or on the replay. Miss y'all and grateful for this community always. Now you already know what time it is. You know, if it's your birthday, we gotta sing it out right. So hold on. Okay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Rims. Happy birthday to you. Oh, yes. Congratulations. Happy birthday to you. Definitely hoping all is well on your end. I know you've been going through some things. And like I said, we always got your back around here. So yes, happy birthday. And I hope you have whatever you wish for. I hope you celebrate, have a good old time. But thank you, Rim, so much for holding it down on the channel, contributing, being here, showing up. You mean a lot to the channel. Thank you for that. Let me see here. What did I hold on? Did I see? Is my wife here? I thought did she comment? The comments be going kind of fast. I don't be seeing everything. I know she's gonna be mad if I don't say nothing. Is she here? I don't know if she's here. I can't see. Is my wife here? Is she still in the chat? Or no. Okay. Just in case. Hey, babe. I don't know if she's there or not. But she should be hanging out with the girls. I don't know why she in the chat. She should be having a good time with the girls. Okay. Don't go and have a good time with the girls. Don't be coming all in the e-chat trying to find distractions. Go and have a time with the girls. Let's see. The Prince, what you got? Dre, the Prince. Do you think DC will have a tough time with the Brainiac saga given Marvel, Ultron, and Zola? I think they will have a tough time with Brainiac just because DC has a tough time with DC. It ain't got nothing to do with Marvel. That's a DC thing. DC be having their own problems. So I don't think they got to look at other properties to figure things out or not. They need to just tell a good story based on good characters. And personally, I don't care about Brainiac. There are certain characters I just do not care about. And I feel like Superman has better villains. I know Brainiac is a good traditional villain, but I don't care about Brainiac at all. So if they move on from him, I'll be fine. Jay, I'm not interested in Madam Web, just others' reactions because I thrive off the type of misery from others. Why would you do this to me? Like, why would you put me through this? Like, what? Like, I thought we was all cool. Like, why y'all just be wanting us to just drain? Like, I don't understand. Okay, all right. Anthony, it's web woven wonder time. Okay, thank you so much for that. House of Boom, what do you think about a Flash Gordon remake? Listen, Flash Gordon was a little before my time, so I am very indifferent to a remake. I know a lot of people that, you know, grew up in the early 80s, enjoyed Gordon. Like that was something very central for their, you know, childhood and all that. But I am very indifferent. Like it's not something I grew up with. It's not something that, you know, like I think I watched it one time, and that was really just to kind of figure out what is it, you know, like what is Flash Gordon. But if they did a remake, cool. I mean, it's definitely been long enough. What is it, almost 30, 40 years? Like, sure, do it for a new audience. I wouldn't be mad about that. All right, let's move on. Denzel versus Rome, y'all. We got Denzel Washington, obviously one of the greatest Hollywood actors of all time, in my opinion. And it looks like he has a new movie coming out. And I think this could be something pretty interesting. Okay, so we got Denzel here, and it says here Denzel Washington is teaming up once again with director Antoine Fuqua, same guy from Training Day and Equalizers, to play the ancient Carthaginian general Hannibal in an untitled Netflix movie. According to the official logline, it says the movie is based on a real-life warrior, Hannibal, who is widely regarded as one of the greatest military commanders in history. The film covers the pivotal battles he led against the Roman Republic during the Second Punic War. Just for some history buffs, Hannibal invaded Italy while riding a northern African war elephant. Under his lead, the Carthaginians won key victories against the Romans, allowing Hannibal to occupy the majority of southern Italy for 15 years. Eventually, Hannibal was defeated by the Romans at the Battle of Zama after they counter-invaded North Africa. Listen, Denzel fighting against Rome, I'm there. That works for me. Now listen, I'm gonna be a little biased here. I don't want to see the defeat of Hannibal. I want them to end the movie right there where he kicks Rome's tail. He wins. And then, you know, like in the little text, the little credits, they'd be like, Hannibal stayed there for 15 years and then he was defeated, and then roll the credits. Roll the credits after that. Like, don't nobody want to see him get defeated. I want to see this man riding them elephants and just stomping on the Colosseums. Okay, go on ahead and attack Zeus and them. You know, go on and attack, you know, whatever them Roman gods are. Go get them. Go get, you know, Brutus, Maximus, Caesar. You know, crush them all. Crush them all. I need Denzel to ride in on the elephant and say, I guarantee I'm going to defeat Rome today. I need this man's guarantee that Rome shall fall. So yes, I will be there watching my man Denzel kick Rome's tail. Let's go. Let's go. I'm ready. I'm ready for it. I want to see it. Do y'all want to see Denzel versus Rome as Hannibal? Y'all let me know what you think on that, because I want to say it. Fuqua and Denzel, they ain't missed so far. You gave me Training Day, you gave me Equalizer 1, 2, and 3. I'm here for it. So y'all let me know. Does this sound like a good mix? Does this sound like something you'd want to see? I sound like something I'd rather watch in the theaters. I know Netflix is getting it, but I hope they give it a theatrical run. I wouldn't mind seeing this in the big screen. But y'all let me know. Would you check it out? Are you interested? Whatever you think, let me know in the comments down below. What is this here? Simon, is it any way possible that the MCU released the Marvels film to test the audience reaction for a possible future all-females Avengers film? I don't know. So there was that talk about, hey, we should do an all-female Avengers film. That was after Avengers Endgame, when they gave us that cringy moment with the women teaming up to do literally nothing because Captain Marvel didn't ever even need any help. So it made no sense. As a matter of fact, there was a better all-female scene with in Infinity War when they were fighting, and Okoye and Black Widow and Scarlet Witch was fight. Like that was an authentic feeling moment. They had that there. But anyway, it could be, but it could also be, especially given the post-credit scene in the Marvels, it could have just been a way for them to keep telling their grander story. So maybe, I wouldn't put it past them. I'll just say that. I wouldn't put it past them. Let's see. Quiet one. Are you excited for the Rebel Moon or saw the trailer? So I saw the initial teaser trailer. I think we all watched it here. So am I excited? No. Am I interested? Yes. I'm curious to see, mainly because I've always said Zack Snyder does better when he's dealing with properties that don't have expectations. So when nobody knows what it is, when nobody can sit here and say, that's not the way it's supposed to be, that's when Zack Snyder can actually flourish more, in my opinion. So yeah, I'm interested to see where he goes with it. Thank you so much for it. Let's keep moving. We got Daredevil now. All right. So now y'all recall Daredevil Born Again. Marvel has they've scrapped it. They and basically are retooling it. Now they jumped the gun by taking on production. They've shot a lot of things already. And when we heard basically the script, at least the reports, Daredevil wasn't going to get in costume for like what 4 or 8 episodes, whatever amount it was. And that's just ridiculous. Like, we've been through 3 full seasons of Daredevil, and even if they don't count, audiences know who Daredevil is at this point. You don't need to hold back anymore. You can go out and show us Daredevil, right? This is not an introductory anymore. But the good news was the fact that Daredevil was kind of the beginning of Marvel retooling what has not been working. And once again, I tell y'all, when Marvel does certain things that learn from their mistakes, that is something we should be praising. We should be happy when studios, not just Marvel, but any studio says, hey, this doesn't work, we're going to try something else. And Marvel's doing that. They're saying, you know what, we used to have these TV shows be isolated, try and set up another movie, but now we're actually going to have a showrunner. We're going to have a show Bible. In other words, we're going to make sure that these shows are self-contained and not worrying about all the other stuff in the MCU. Not to say that they won't be connected, but it's not going to have that soul driving purpose. The purpose is going to be build up the character, tell a good story, which is literally what you want. That's what Loki started doing, by the way, the second season of Loki. But even beyond all that, I know a lot of y'all have had criticisms for Marvel, and I share some of that too, right? And Marvel recently has made some questionable decisions, but right now, it seems as though they have come across probably the most brilliant idea I've ever heard for a comic book related property. And this is going to be here with Daredevil Born Again. And this is going to start off with the new directors. It says Marvel vets Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead. Now, keep in mind, these were the 2 directors that are now tasked to direct Daredevil Born Again. And they also were the ones that directed the finale of Loki season 2. Now, in this interview, this is what they had to say about directing Daredevil. It says, it is day 0. We're currently just consuming Daredevil content, not just the Netflix show, but all the possible material. We're making sure our stew of information is nice and thick. Oh my God. Oh my God. You mean to tell me the showrunners of a comic book show are about to be familiar with the content? Y'all about to consume the books and maybe the movies and the TV shows? Get out of town, Charlie Brown. What? This is a radical idea. This is insane. This is madness. Are you kidding me? I like this. Oh, I like this. But let me tell you something. Before I hate to pop balloons. Let me tell you the good and the bad about this. While this is common sense, right? I mean, is this not what we've been asking for? Ever since that report a long time ago where I think it was Nate Moore or whoever was saying like, oh, well, we looking for people that are not really familiar with the comics. And, you know, it made some sense at first. And the sense that it made was that we're going to take these comic book characters and maybe push them in a different direction because, and I've told y'all this, Marvel is not looking to attract comic book readers. I know that sounds counterproductive, but comic book readers are going to show up to comic book movies. Don't act like you won't, because you have. It doesn't matter if these comic book movies stick 100% to the comics or not. You will go see them one way or another. Why? Because we just bred like that. I'm talking about myself too. I'm talking about myself here too. So they've always had this idea of trying to appeal to non-comic book readers by saying like, hey, let's try a romance with Eternals. Let's try a spy movie with Winter Soldier. And it kind of works sometimes and sometimes it didn't. So that experiment, that approach, I think it hasn't worked as often as Marvel would like. So they're changing course, right? They're saying, hey, maybe we should actually have these people read up the stuff, right? We just saw about Secret Invasion. The director had said Marvel told him not to read up on Secret Invasion. And the man decided to read up on Secret Invasion. How the hell they ended up with what they did, I don't know. Because I can't explain how they couldn't stick that landing. But I'm happy that they are trying to consume as much as they can. Now, that's the positive, right? You want these people to be familiar with the characters, to understand, to know what they're talking about, and then give us a good product. That's one thing. Here's the potential problem. And this is something that I don't think a lot of people recognize when it comes to these Marvel comic book properties. When you have non-comic book readers, when you have people that are not familiar with the product or the characters or the IP, when you have people that are trying to catch up and learn all this stuff and basically do a study cram session at the last minute before the test, there's a very good possibility that these people are going to miss what makes these characters actually great. And the reason why I say that is you'll oftentimes see characters or shows or movies, and they will put things out there, right? They'll put things out there and they'll say like, hey, this was in the comics. You know, Venom was a funny character. He was comedic. So why are y'all upset? It was in the comics. But what they would miss in that situation is that, yes, maybe in, I don't know, the 1990s or early 80s or whenever Venom was created, I'm using Venom as an example. Whenever that character was created, maybe they did start off that way, as funny, happy-go-lucky, silly, wacky, whatever. But what that person missed is that that's not what made the character popular. That's not what made the character transcend to another level. Again, I'm going to stick with Venom. What made Venom great was not the fact that he was going down the street trying to save people and be a hero and be all wacky. Sure, that happened in the comics, but that's not what made him excel. What made him excel was his ruthless aggression towards Spider-Man. The fact that made him one of the best villains for Spider-Man. The fact that this man was able to know everything about Peter Parker and Spider-Man's identity and all of that. The fact that he could not trigger Spider-Man's greatest superpower, being his Spidey senses. The fact that this man was dedicated dedicated to the downfall and torment of Peter Parker and Spider-Man. And what? Like, that's what made Venom great. Not all this buddy cop, happy-go-lucky, stupid stuff. I don't care if it happened in the comics. I care about the thing that makes the character great. So if you are studying at the last minute and you're trying to cram all this information in there, my concern is that you're going to say, hey, this little funny thing happened in 1965. Let's put that in our show. And then if people complain about it, you'll be like, but it was in the comics. That's not how that works. You have to understand what made that character popular, either within that time or within that culture, and take that thing in the culture and then represent the essence of it in your TV show. That's what I'm trying to tell people about, with these comic book characters. Like, it doesn't matter whether it's 100% comic accurate, because if you get 100% comic accuracy, you might mess that up too. Listen, things happen in the comics. That's not the point. What is the point is what made that character great, what made that story excel, what made it memorable. So what I would hope for these directors for Daredevil, for them to do, I would hope that not only do they consume all this content, but I need you to also go look at what was the culture saying at that time. What were the comic book sales doing at that time? Which story of Daredevil gets talked about the most from comic fans? That's the thing that you need to really look at. So then you can sit here and be like, oh, okay. Even though this thing was interesting to me, this is the thing that put Daredevil on the map. So if you can capture that, sure, you could remix it. Sure, you could change up some things. But as long as you capture that essence of whatever made that character popular, now you can go ahead and make that happen. So anyway, I hope that's what happens with this. I love the fact that they're reading up on Daredevil and consuming everything. Look, give me them hallway scenes. Okay. Give me, and maybe it's not a hallway scene. Maybe transcend that. Maybe, because again, ain't no way you could watch that Daredevil Netflix series and not know that the hallway scene is one of the most defining aspects of that show. Ain't no way you could walk away from that. If you walk away from that show and you don't realize that, you have no business doing Daredevil. None. So again, yes, reading the books is one thing. Watching the TV is one thing. You got to still understand it and apply it. All right, I'm gonna leave it at that. Y'all let me know though. How do you feel about these Daredevil directors now basically saying that they are all in, they're looking into the content, they are doing their best to get caught up? Whatever you think, please let me know in the comments down below. All right. I did hear what you say here. Just don't watch the Daredevil and Elektra movies. Listen, you know what? I would actually say go ahead and watch them. And the reason why I say that is sometimes you have to learn from failure. Like I would actually go and watch them and I'd be like, ooh, this is what didn't work. This is what fans complained about. This is what we should not replicate in our stuff. So I would actually say go ahead and do it. I say go and do it because I don't want them. Listen, what do they say? People that don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it. I'm a little nervous. So, but we will see. All right, let's see. Oh, this y'all favorite subject in the world. I know y'all love this. Y'all love this because this happens. I think we've been due for this. We have been due for this for a long time because how many we on part 52 right now? This is the longest sequel topic we've ever had. Here we are again. Old director having problems with superhero movies. Stop me if you've heard this before. But it looks like we got another one to add to this list. And I was really hoping we wouldn't have to add him just because I've liked his work. he would usually go cook and do whatever he was doing on the side. He'd be minding his business. Sometimes his movies fail. Sometimes they are great. I don't know who asked him about this. I really wish people would stop asking him. I wish people, matter of fact, hold on. Because there was, before I get to this, because I do want to show y'all how it should be done first. I'm going to show y'all how it should be done. Because we look at someone like Christopher Nolan. Christopher Nolan directed one of the better Batman movies of all time, right? And this guy was asked about what he thought about superhero movies and stuff like that, like the state of it. And this man gave a masterclass answer. Here he go, right here. If I start talking about comic book movies, that would be the only thing anyone pays any attention to in the article. And he's right. That's it. And he just he left that alone. He was like, I'm not going to. They asked him, have you seen the Christopher Reeve Batman movie? What do you think about it? He said, I ain't finna answer nothing about no comic book movies. Because y'all finna sit here, take one little thing I say and run to town with it. And he's right. Because I definitely would too. I'd be right here saying like, y'all, look what Nolan said. This is what he said. This man knows how to do it. This is how you respond to these type of situations. But somebody didn't get the memo. And it hurts me because I like the guy. I like the director because he be cutthroat with it. And I have to give a quick little warning for any young kids. And there's going to be some foul language. But y'all, we got to add another one to the mix. And it is none other than Ridley Scott. Ridley Scott, yes, that's right. Same guy that gave us Alien and Prometheus and Gladiator. He had to weigh in on comic book movies. Now, let me just say this first and foremost. This quote came from Film Facts. I don't know where the quote came from. I don't even know if this is a legit account. I just saw a lot of people were talking about it. So whether this is a accurate quote or not, I don't know. Take it for a grain of salt. But I do have his actual quote, and I will get to that. But I did want to give that disclaimer here because I did try to look for it and I couldn't find it. But this is what he said about superhero movies. They are freaking boring as stuff. Their scripts are not any freaking good. They're superhero movies. So why don't they have better stories? They're mostly saved by special effects. Ridley. Now, let me say this because he does have another quote and we'll get to that. I feel as though Logan might have something to say. I think that Iron Man would have something to say. I think that Black Panther would have something to say. I feel like Infinity War and Endgame would have something to say. So let's not act as though there are not good stories. However, he's not entirely wrong. He's not entirely wrong. Mainly because you do have Morbius. You got Venom 1, 2, whatever. You got the Marvels. You got Thor 2. Thor 4. So you do have some stinkers that if it wasn't for the visual effects, he would be right. Now, I would question how many movies he's actually seen, how many superhero movies he's actually seen. I would question that. And then, okay, like if you've only been watching the last 4 DC movies, I get it. But you know what I'm saying? Like, let me know. So the first thought that came to my mind was like, look, Ridley, you got Blade Runner, you got Alien, you got Gladiator, you got a lot of good, decent movies under your belt, and you mess with the sci-fi stuff too. I'm like, yo, bro, why don't you just be like Thanos and go do it yourself? Why don't you go do a superhero movie on your own? I mean, it would be crazy to me to believe that no studio has approached Ridley Scott to do a superhero movie. I mean, this literally would be right in his lane. But it looks like I spoke too soon. Because, I mean, this is what I was thinking when I first read it. But then it looks like, I want to say, it literally came out today. This was part of the breaking news. That's why I was late today. The man actually has been offered multiple times, actually. And he's turned them all down. So here's what he had to say about that. He said, yeah, I've been offered, but just said no, thank you. Not for me. I've done 2 or 3 superhero films. I think Sigourney Weaver is a superhero in Alien. I think Russell Crowe's a superhero in Gladiator. And Harrison Ford is a super anti-hero in Blade Runner. The difference is the freaking stories are better. Those weren't superheroes. They're not superheroes. I understand what he was trying to say, though. I get what he was trying to say. They were heroes. They weren't superheroes. And yes, the stories were better for those characters. But let's not act as though these things don't exist in superhero movies either. So, I don't know. I wish he would have taken the more Christopher Nolan approach. Like, I'm sorry, but last I checked, nobody's checking for Napoleon. Did anybody in here go see Napoleon? Did y'all even know Napoleon was coming out with Joaquin Phoenix? Not a single French accent to be heard. Did nobody? Okay. All right. I thought somebody was going to go see Napoleon, but nobody did. But anyway, I still like Ridley Scott. It's a little disappointing to hear, but it's also not surprising, you know. And listen, all these things ain't got to be for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're comic book movies. If you're over the age of 70, I get it. It's not for you. We understand. We don't need to hear your opinion on it either. You know, especially if you're not gonna step up and like make one. Because to me, I would probably have way more respect if somebody said, "Man, all these are crap. Let me show y'all how it's done." Hey, stand on your word. Stand on your business. Do it. You know, I'd love to see that, but he's too good for it, I guess. Anyway, y'all let me know, what do you think about Ridley Scott joining the long line of angry directors that just don't like superhero movies? Whatever you think, let me know down below. All right, let's keep it moving here. Oh man, y'all know what they say. Ooh, that's snitching. We got some snitching, and the snitching, you get the stitching, and ooh-wee. All right, so for a long time, not even that long, I think it was a year ago, maybe, possibly, it was reported that the Thunderbolts movie was going to come out. And when the Thunderbolts movie was going to come out, you know, one thing people were wondering was, you know, like, what is this going to be about? What's going to happen? Blah, 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 blah. And it was reported that Steven Yeun, y'all remember him from Walking Dead. You remember him from Beef. Beef is a great show. Go watch that on Netflix. That he was cast in some mystery role. Nobody knew what it was. We was like, why is he in it? Okay, whatever. Marvel be casting people anyway. And then the reports came out that like, oh, he's going to play Sentry. And, you know, comic fans know who Sentry is. Sentry is basically Marvel's version of Superman, right? Like, he's just this all-powerful dude who's a little nuts. That's it. But we also was kind of like, why is he playing Sentry when Sentry is literally like, and he's like a recent character. He's not someone made from the 1960s that was made around when no diversity was around. So Sentry is like this white guy with blonde hair. Like, that's it. So people were sitting there like, we just gonna hope that this is just a rumor and leave it at that. But it looks like we actually got some confirmation on what's going on with this from Steven's friend, Robert Kirkman. Now, for those of y'all that don't know or remember, Robert Kirkman, guy on the right, he is the creator of Invincible, which, by the way, Steven Yeun actually plays the main character. And so clearly they work together, right? It's what they do. Well, Robert decided to talk about this. So I don't know if y'all saw my short. I posted it a little earlier, but let's hear what he had to say, because yeah, I don't know if everyone's gonna like what he had to say.
My good friend Steven Yeun is playing the Sentry in a movie.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. That's coming up. That's going to be pretty exciting.
Yeah, he called me. He went in for a costume fitting. I hope I'm not. I don't think this is a spoiler or anything that'll get anybody in trouble. I don't know. Maybe we'll see. I don't care. I don't work for Marvel. What are they going to do to me?
Yeah,
he called me and he said, I just came back from a costume fitting for the Sentry. I guess I only do superheroes that are yellow and blue. He said he was at the costume fitting and was like, oh, crap. I forgot Invincible was yellow and blue.
Look at that face. He just out here dry snitching. Just dry snitching. Where is Kevin Feige? My man is pissed. My man is mad. Bro, you can't just be sitting here dropping all the dimes like this. Like, do you not? Here's the thing. He's right. He don't work for Marvel. Marvel ain't, what they gonna do to him? They not gonna do nothing to him. But you might have messed up your boy's bag too. You sitting here dry snitching all of in the public. Steven, do you know if Steven actually signed the contract? I'm pretty sure he had to sign an NDA to be like, not to spoil nothing. I'm pretty sure he did. So clearly you just basically told Marvel and the world that Steven done broke his NDA. Man, you better get working on them other seasons of Invincible. You sitting there chit-chatting, ha ha ha, with these people drawing your character. You better get that boy some more work. Because if he get dropped from Marvel, that's on you. That is on you. But this also confirmed what we were thinking, that Steven clearly is going to be Sentry in the Thunderbolts movie that's going to come up soon. I believe it's for 2025 is when it's slated. So yeah, sure. We'll see how that goes. Let me see if I can get a picture of if I got a picture of Sentry for y'all. So that's what Sentry looked like. Looks just like Steven, don't it? So that's what it looks like. There's some fan art somewhere, I'm sure. There's some fan art right there. I think at the very least they're gonna have to dye his hair blonde. At least. Now, let me be also very clear. I have zero issue with the fact that I think Steven is a pretty good actor. So I wouldn't mind seeing him. Like I said, I thought what he did in Beef was a pretty good audition. And I did hear from my own little source a long time ago that Steven's been getting he been eating that chicken and rice, that rice and broccoli, and just getting all beefy and stuff. So he been in the gym, so like looks like the cat's out the bag. But yeah, Kevin ain't gonna like that at all. He don't like this. Now, here's the thing too. I think part of the reason, because somebody asked, like, what's the big deal if they spoil these things? Like, the big trades reported. Listen, we heard the reports about it, but hearing a report is not the same thing as Marvel Studios saying this is who's going to play the role, etc., etc. That's not how that works, because Marvel can change whatever they want. They can sit here. Let's not forget, just because somebody auditions for a role doesn't mean that that's what they're going to get. Tom Hiddleston, aka Loki, do y'all know what he auditioned for? He auditioned to play Thor. Thor. Okay, so like that's imagine social media going wild back then. Ooh, Tom Hiddleston's gonna be our new Thor, and then all of a sudden they're like, nah, he's actually gonna be Loki. You know what I mean? So it could be for a number of different reasons. Also, maybe Marvel wants to keep it under wraps for marketing purposes. And I've been a big I've talked about this multiple times as well. I wish we would stop having insiders leak stuff so much to the internet. I wish we could get away from that culture where the internet just stop reacting, because unfortunately at this point, when they drop these type of, insider castings or whatever, it's like it's hard to just not talk about it, so if they could get rid of it, I'd be fine. Like I'd be very okay completely walking in blind or watching a trailer and that's the first time that we even hear about this person or that person being in the movie. I'll give you a perfect example. You look at Doctor Strange 2. The mere fact that they sat here and dropped or it was leaked or whatever that Patrick Stewart was going to be a part of it and all this stuff, it kind of took a lot of the oomph, a lot of the impact away from the movie. And then since the cat was out of the bag, Marvel had to just go ahead and just show him in the trailer, which further took away from the experience when you watch Doctor Strange 2. But I'll give you a counter example. You look at Deadpool. Everybody was minding their own business. Nobody was checking for Deadpool. Nobody was doing that. We knew Ryan Reynolds was doing his thing, and we was like, all right, that's cool, that's fine. Go have your fun, Ryan Reynolds. We in the middle of a pandemic, whatever. And then this man dropped that random commercial and had Hugh Jackman walking in the background talking about they was going to be in Deadpool 3. Broke the internet. One of the biggest pieces of news that everybody was waiting for, that no one saw coming, from that alone. And you can't tell me that did not get people hyped up for Deadpool 3. So again, maybe they were trying to keep this a secret in some way to get the movie more exciting, but it got leaked and it just got confirmed by Robert. So I don't know. What do y'all think though about that? Do you think that Robert just, was it whatever, no big deal because it was already reported anyway? Or do you think he should have kept his mouth shut? Whatever you think, let me know in the comments down below. Right. Let's see. I got a couple here. Let's grab these. Anthony, I will always have a soft spot for the Daredevil movie. It got me into the character. My grandfather got me the DVD and soundtrack when it came out. I was listening to it on to work today. That's pretty cool. I always heard that the director's cut is so much better than what got released to us. So that's pretty dope that it was still that it was one of those movies that meant something to you. Thank you for sharing. Quiet One, it seems to me a lot of these older directors are very critical of the comic book franchise once their recent projects don't hit. You're starting to notice something, huh? Yeah, nobody checking for Napoleon. Nobody checking for what was it? The Irishman at the time. Yeah. Yeah. Coincidence? I think not. Thank you so much for that. Let's see. There you go. Director's cut is not bad. Yes, that is what I heard as well. Thank you so much, Anthony. I appreciate you. All right. Do y'all want to? Let's see. How much more do we have? How much time we got? I feel like we can squeeze this. We can. Y'all want to watch another trailer? I think I have the What If trailer. Let's go ahead and watch it. We could watch it, right? We got time. All right. I don't think I've been hit. All right. So we got the What If trailer. Let's All right. So What If season 2 has dropped. At least the trailer has. I believe it's coming out in December. And I'll say this, like What If was one of my favorite Disney Plus series. After Loki, WandaVision, What If was like right there for me. Mainly because I really liked how it was an anthology series for the most part. It had a bunch of different episodes that weren't really connected, but then they did get connected, and maybe it had an impact on the greater MCU. We don't really know, but it does. The creators have said that it is canon. So like I'm assuming whatever happened with Vision, Ultron, or whatever, Ultron Vision, that is canon. Whatever happened with the Watcher, that is canon. So, we'll have to wait and see how this new season goes. But this is one of my more anticipated things for Disney Plus. So let's get this loaded up here. I only saw snippets of it, so this is like I haven't watched it in completion, so I am kind of interested to see. But let's check this out.
This kid puts on quite a show.
I have eyes on the target. He does
that's
not look
the
all
Taika.
that threatening.
Looks can be deceiving, Your Highness.
Yeah, Franklin.
Are you sure you do not want any backup?
Nah, I'm great with kids.
Sound like the old Hank. Oh, we're gonna have to go back on this.
You thought the story was over, but it was only just beginning.
Who is that?
I don't do sequels normally, but things have gotten a little twisted in the multiverse.
Who is this handsome dog?
Okay. Oh, Wenwu.
I've been looking for you for a long time. Time. Just be careful. I don't think I can bear to narrate what might happen next.
Yep.
Darcy, we got a code red. The Avengers Tower's been overtaken.
On Christmas? What is this, Con Air? No, wait, Under Siege? No. Oh, that's not it.
Hey, John McClane, focus!
I'm with it. Say less. Yep. I want all of that. Okay. So clearly, I wish I had done a breakdown on this because there's so much stuff. I'm missing a lot of stuff. So maybe we can go through this together and see. Okay. So that's looking like a Kree. I'm assuming that's a different Captain Marvel, maybe. We got Bucky, Winter Soldier. It looks like that's Hank Pym as Ant-Man, if I'm not mistaken. So okay, so that looks like T'Chaka. That looks like T'Chaka just because of the sash or whatever he's got on. Okay, so y'all saying that's young Peter Quill tapping into his little celestial power. Okay, that makes more sense. Marvel. Yes, that could be Marvel. There. Okay, so we got Hank Pym there. I like it. So I guess this is like maybe if they're early Avengers. Dang. So I guess this is like what happens if Ego lets Quill do his thing. Okay, that does look like Annette Bening. That makes sense. Who's that in the middle there? So I see Ant-Man on the far right. Oh, you said that's Hela? Wait, where's Hela? Hela? Like from Thor Hela? Oh, that's Hela. Yeah, that's Hela. Okay. All right. Gotcha. Sorry for the delay. Wait a minute. Who are they going against? Hold on. Oh, who's she about to? She about to murder all of them. Oh no. Whatchamacallit? Mary Poppins is dead over here. Y'all see Mary Poppins on the bottom now? Oh man, what happened? Oh, Nebula took him out? Maybe. Okay, so Hank, Peggy. Wait, who's the black dude back there? Who is that? Oh, that must be Goliath. Lawrence Fishburne's character. That must be him because he was working with Hank back then. Okay, that's who that is. And then now this does look like Chadwick. I will say it looked like Chadwick, but I'm assuming this is King T'Chaka since this seems to be a different universe or whatever. Interesting. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so the dragon. Okay, a little more Scarlet Witch. Wait, what was Scarlet Witch doing? Is that the Watcher with his bald head? Look at the bald head on the right. Is that the Watcher? Because is Scarlet Witch doing something? Is that Odin? Okay, so we see the Watcher here. So clearly this is all the aftermath that happened after the whole battle with him and Ultra Vision. Okay, Goliath. We got Gamora and Tony. Now this was a continuation. I remember they did say they were gonna pick up on this again. Let's see. What else? Okay, so I'm guessing that was that. Okay, was this Peter again? This looked like Adam Warlock. This looked like Adam Warlock to me. Is that y'all think that's Adam? Because I hope it's Adam Warlock, and I hope it's Adam Warlock done right, and not what the hell James Gunn butchered him in Guardians Volume 3. So I hope that's Adam Warlock right there, or maybe it's a grown-up Peter. Oh, okay. So Thor. So it looks like maybe this is Ego. Okay, yep, that could have been a young Ego. Yep, good point. So it looks like Ego's got all of his little creations or whatever running around, and this is how he takes over the planet. So I'm assuming they all got to fight against. Dang, that really is Ego. Yeah, I forgot Ego is young looking here. The young, yeah, okay, yep, young Ego. All right, he looks like Adam Warlock, but it looks like they all got to fight against Ego and his whatevers. But I like the fact that, listen, let me tell you something. The one thing I will give this franchise credit for, the creators for What If, the writers, the directors, they put a lot of respect on Chadwick and Black Panther's name and T'Challa. They put a lot of respect on there. I've quoted them multiple times about how they was like, yo, Chadwick would come in and he would do this and he'd be pushing it and making sure that this character was right and making sure. So they understood the assignment when it came to T'Challa and with Chadwick. So I think, and I'm trusting them here, that they also understood the assignment here, even if it's T'Chaka. Like I'm not gonna be mad that we're not getting T'Challa and we're getting T'Chaka in this case. Like, if that's what the story calls for, fine. Because once again, no one has an issue with mantles. We're talking about characters most of the time. So if you want to show me T'Chaka, that's fine. I don't know who this. I think that's the new Native American hero. So this is like her introduction. So that's gonna be okay. We got Wenwu here. So I guess Wenwu, but they going against Odin. Ooh, and this is Odin in his prime? Warrior Odin? Yikes. Okay, so it looks like we got Thanos with the gauntlet going against Cap again. And then I'm assuming this might be World War Hulk, maybe. Hulk been through some things. He ain't even get a shave or nothing. Why is Ant-Man fencing? I don't know. Why is Cap fencing? Don't know. Rocket, dang man, Rocket got some upgrades on me. Okay. Then we got Supreme Doctor Strange. I am curious about her. I do want to see who this Native American hero is and like what she can do. But she definitely looks dope. Okay, there's Killmonger. So some of y'all was talking about Killmonger. Okay, so that's Killmonger, but earlier it did look like T'Chaka. Let's see. I really hope they don't try to make him a good guy. Please don't. Oh, so Thanos. Ooh, is Thanos coming through some portals? Oh, they probably needed Thanos. Listen, this was one of my theories a long time ago that actually no, I never shared it. But I would not be surprised if Thanos comes back and this time he comes to help everybody. I would not be surprised. Because it's happened in the comics multiple times. Scarlet Witch. Oh, okay. Who is that Peggy or is that Cap? I can't tell. Somebody needs to get pulled in. Okay, the Watcher. It looks like the Watcher is showing something to Peggy. So I guess Peggy's about to be maybe the new leader of the multiversal Avengers. Then of course we got Darcy, and that's cool. Hey, it's Happy too. Okay. And Tony Stark, it's Christmas. Okay. Listen, I'm here for this. I like everything. I like all of it. I'm here for it. I'm cool. I am cool. Let's see here. Let's grab some of these comments here. Y'all, wait, by the way, y'all let me know. What did you think about the What If trailer? Are you excited for season 2? Whatever you think, let me know in the comments down below. All right, now let's get back to business. All right, Jan, back in the day, cinema only harmed, degraded, gave people a license to commit violence to Black communities. Nowadays, comic movies promote togetherness and unity. Why are we still complaining? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why people are still complaining. I don't know. I think I've always been under the impression that it's easier for people to gripe about things that are negative rather than things that are positive, because just as human beings in general, we expect the positive because we want the positive. Think about it like in a relationship, a marriage, whatever. If the person treats you right, if the person, does everything, they love you unconditionally, they do all these wonderful things, it's boring, right? Some people get bored with actually being treated right. But nobody talks about that. But they will talk about, they lied, they cheated, they did something, but like that. It's way more entertaining. It's way more. People are always attracted to drama. So I think people just like to find conflict, even if it might not be there. That's just my random thought on that, though. Who's more sensitive, old directors or Drake? Ooh, trick question. I can't answer that. Y'all can answer that. Trick question. Thank you for that, though. Let's see here. We got Omar. What you got? First, a quick happy Founders Day to my brothers of Omega Sci-Fi. Great trailer. Word on the street, we may get a recast of T'Challa in Secret Wars. I don't know what street that is, but I think that's been a hope. That's been a long hope for a long time. We've been hoping for that since the whole news came out. So I haven't seen anything concrete about that. But I will always hold out hope that eventually Marvel will get it together. And if they don't, I'm gonna let them hear about it again. So we'll see. But thank you so much, Dre. What if series scenario would you want to see? What if Wanda killed America Chavez? Interesting. Man, that's a really great question. What if scenario would I want to see? I would like to see what if. Oh, I'll give you one. And this is something that I think a lot of people were thinking about anyway. I'd like to see what if the Fantastic Four family went after Wanda. I'd like to see what would happen after that. If she killed Reed Richards, I want to see what's Franklin finna do? What happens then? I'd like to see that. All right. Thank you so much, guys. All right, let's move on. Oh boy. Let's get this out the way. Taika Waititi. So Taika has been a very interesting guy. Very funny, in terms of his movies, TV shows, stuff like that. Obviously, I think his claim to fame so far, outside of What We Do in the Shadows, and Jojo Rabbit, Thor Ragnarok has probably been one of the better, probably easily a top 10 MCU movie. Definitely the best in the franchise thus far, but he also holds probably one of the worst in the Thor franchise with Thor Love and Thunder as well. But never mind all that. This man has been talking about making a Star Wars movie for a long time now. And a lot of people have been asking, what's up with the Thor, with the Star Wars movie? What are you going to do? And, it's one of those things where we constantly hear about Star Wars movies, but then they come and then they go. Nothing ever pans out, right? But he actually did have an update for us this time. And that's not it. There it is. So Taika actually responded to this, and he said, it said here, when asked if his addition to the popular franchise would still show fans the same Star Wars they know and love, Taika said it will be, dramatic pause, a Taika Waititi film. It's gonna piss people off. Yeah, that sounds like a Taika. That sounds like a Taika film. Indeed. I get the feeling that whatever Taika is cooking up for Star Wars, because he did say that he's still writing it, it's still in the process, but whatever he's about to do, it's definitely gonna piss people off. Like, this dude will probably do things where, I don't know, he makes Darth Vader moonwalk or something. Like, he will, like, if people were mad about Last Jedi and what Last Jedi did with Luke, oh, you better believe he gonna mess Star Wars up. Now, I'm not gonna say he's messing up for the better or for the worse, but he gonna mess up whatever people expected. My only thing with that is, if that movie fails, that's gonna have to be back on Kathleen Kennedy, because I don't know why you playing around with folks. In my opinion, when it comes to the Star Wars movies, you got to treat the Star Wars movies the same way James Gunn needs to treat the DCU. You have to treat it safely. This ain't the time to be going high risk. You don't need high risk, high reward when you've literally waited over 5 years with your last movie, and your last trilogy was not all that good. It was not well received. You made your $2 billion each movie. Fine. But critically, fans worthy, it's not aging very well. So personally, I don't know if Taika would be someone in the running for me as giving me another Star Wars movie, because right now you need them Star Wars movies to reestablish confidence in it, but we'll have to see where that goes. But we actually have a little bit more for Taika as well. Where is it? Oh man, I done messed up. Hold on. Give me 1 second here. I done messed up and closed the wrong thing for y'all. Okay, got that. Yeah. Okay. All right, here we go. So, sorry about that. We have a Thor 5 update. Again, Taika Waititi's been in charge. He pretty much brought Thor back to life with Thor Ragnarok, but my goodness, Thor 4 was an absolute miss as well. So of course the question has always been, what are you going to do with Thor 5? Now, you know, one of my points of concern with Taika Waititi is like in his last interviews that we talked about, he, in my opinion, did not acknowledge why Thor 5 or Thor 4 did not work. I remember he even made a little snarky comment, whether he was joking or not, talking about like, oh, go read the comics. And again, that's kind of the thing I was talking about before. Just because something happened in the comics does not mean that it will translate well on the movies or in the story. So again, just because it was funny and quirky and wacky in 1970 doesn't mean it's going to translate today. So it was always kind of concerning for me listening to Taika not recognize why Thor 4 didn't work. It'd be different if my man came through and said, hey, you know what? I went a little crazy with Thor 4. I pushed it a little too far. I think if I'm doing Thor 5, I'm gonna reel it in. Okay. Listen, cool. You know, I'm not gonna knock nobody for experimenting. I'll let you know if that experiment worked or not, but I'm not gonna knock you for trying something. But I need you to learn from your mistakes. And it doesn't sound like he did. But we do have an update for Thor 5, and this is coming from Taika here. Says here, they asked him what's up with the movie. He said, I wouldn't know if a Thor 5 is actually happening. So he said, I wouldn't know if that's accurate. You know, because social media has been saying Thor 5 is in development, but not with him as the director. He says, I know that I won't be involved. I'm going to concentrate on these other films that I've signed up for. Like we said earlier, he's still working, he's still marinating on Star Wars, and he's been writing it. But he's got these other movies here, the Inco, whatever, Clara and the Sun. And he's got all these other things going, and he says, well, that's going to be 6 to 7 years gone. I'd imagine another Thor movie would be a lot sooner than that. But I love Marvel. I love working with them. I love Chris. I would never feel like they are cheating on me. And we're in an open relationship. And it's like if they want to see other people, I'm happy for that. I'd still get back in bed with them one day. I know somewhere Kevin Feige's kind of cringing, like, oh, Jesus, come on, Taika, man. Like, why you gotta be like, all right, man. All right. You know, so, you know, again, it seems as though that Taika would be interested in coming back, but it does not seem as though he has it in his schedule. And to that, I'd say bye. Sorry, have fun, good luck, au revoir, sayonara, you know, like ciao, you know, like whatever. Hey man, good luck with your other stuff. Good luck. I'm not saying I'm mad. I'm not mad at this whatsoever. Because again, I need my studios to show me that they've learned when something works and they learn when it doesn't. So if moving in a different direction and you want to just say, oh, scheduling issues, oh, I have other I don't really care what excuse y'all want to use. As long as you give us something different, that's fine by me. Matter of fact, I would not mind if Taika Waititi is not going to be doing Thor 5. I wouldn't mind if Ridley Scott stepped up and did Thor 5. Why? Because Ridley's already complaining that these things don't have great stories, And who needs a good story? Who needs to wrap these things up in a good, positive way? Thor does. Thor has had a lot of interesting stories and, certain directions with his arc, but I don't feel like they've ever really fully come together. Loki, we've seen how Loki's story has come full circle. I'm not saying Thor has to be full circle either, but he does need some work with his character development. And what is he doing? First, he didn't want to be king. Then he wanted to be king. Then he, lost all his family. Then he got fat. Then he's lost some weight. Then he started doing some yoga or something. Like, Thor's been all over the place. Like, Thor feels like that guy that, has left, didn't know what his purpose was, been traveling the world, came back, and he still don't do nothing. Like, he still don't have a job. He still don't have a career path. He still don't have no real goals. But he's like slightly better than before. So I need somebody to come in and do something. I think Ridley Scott could do it, but he's already not going to. But I'm not mad at the fact that we do have something else, someone else taking on Thor 5. But anyway, y'all let me know. What do you think about that? Taika's not coming back. Are you hurt? Are you mad? Do you kind of wish he'd be back? Are you happy that he's not coming back? Whatever you think, let me know in the comments down below. All right, let's move on. We still got more Marvel stuff. We got some Loki updates here. And these are just a heads up. These are going to have light spoilers, nothing too crazy for Loki season 2. So if you have not seen Loki season 2, mild spoiler alert. But I'm going to talk more so around what happened in Loki. Because we're going to start off with that Variety report. So that Variety report, if y'all recall, was it said a lot of stuff. And amongst many of the things that it talked about how Marvel was screwed, because you had the Jonathan Majors situation going on with his domestic violence trial case going on the side. And you also have the whole thing with Kang Dynasty, happening. So it's kind of like they've pegged a lot on Kang. They've pinned a lot on this character to work for them. Now, of course, they've had some wiggle room. They've always had different things that they could do here and there, whether it be recasting, whether it's changing up the character. There are a lot of options. But this Variety article that came out like last week or so, it said a lot of things. And what I liked about it was the fact that because it was coming from a place like Variety, that means it was open to be challenged. This ain't just like your mom and pop, regular old little website, that people weren't going to pay attention to. So this report that came out of there, it's forcing people to talk. So we actually have, I want to say, one of Marvel's executive producers that actually addressed one of the comments here. Now, this is one of the quotes that came from the Variety report. It said here, at the time, an insider who had seen Loki season 2 finale said, Marvel is truly screwed moving forward, given how the episode apparently kept Majors Kang in the spotlight and set the stage for 2026 film Avengers: The Kang Dynasty. Okay, so once again, according to this person who saw the finale, now they saw the finale way before we did. Okay, so just keep these things in mind. They said that Marvel is screwed because of whatever that this person saw with Kang and that finale. All right. So now you have the executive producer, so the mini Foggy, that's commenting on this. And they said here, this is Kevin Wright. Kevin Wright said that report was crazy. I'll just say that. He says with the laugh. That just shows you I don't know what people are talking about. Wright also insists with a firm no that there was no footage intentionally left on the cutting room floor as a result of Major's current brouhaha. Rather, the story that is on screen is the one we set out to make. So, just so we follow this. The person that saw this early screening said, Marvel, y'all popped. Y'all screwed because whatever you did and whatever that person saw, you guys fully committed to Kang. But now what we saw at the end of Loki season 2, I don't know how that conclusion adds up. So now I'm like, okay, the person, this anonymous source, said that Marvel screwed. But Marvel is saying, nah, we always had this ending. Let's not forget, Marvel always works on stuff until the very last minute. So I'm wondering, is it possible that Marvel did have something else in the can and they were able to kind of finagle things a little different? Maybe it was a post-credit scene. Maybe it was one little I don't know. And how would we know? We'll never really know until the next 5-10 years when the tell-all book comes out. Because I've told y'all, them books be coming out way after the fact. And that's when we start learning the insides and outs of what happened, what went down, and blah, blah, blah. We just now learning about the fallout between Marvel or Kevin Feige and maybe Ike Perlmutter or Jeff Loeb or whatever from 2012. What is that? That's 11 years ago. Come on now. You mean to tell me that we're not going to learn some other stuff in the next 5-10 years about how this might be Cap or that person might be lying or whatever? I'm going to keep an open mind. Anyway, it says here, the final sequence that we saw in Loki season 2 was 8 months in the making, just in post-production, not talking about shooting. We never really had any consideration for the larger Marvel universe, and that is why these 2 seasons were good. We built our own corner of the sandbox. We told our own story. People got excited about about that and went, "Oh, Kang," and started building on top of that. But to us, we were keepers of nearly 12 hours of that storytelling, and we wanted that to come to a close. And it also says we didn't write any post-credit scenes, and we certainly didn't shoot any. Okay. Look, this is what Marvel's saying. Marvel is saying, hey, we didn't shoot no extra scenes. What you saw is what we always had planned. Okay. Now, I will just say this, and I'm not going because I don't want to reveal, I don't want to get nobody in trouble. I have heard from a reliable source of certain things Marvel has shot before and has never seen the light of day. I mean, I'm not saying they bring a top actor in, but they would bring in a certain character, they would shoot the scene, and it might just be like a 30-second scene or something like that. Just think of post-credits. And they would hold on to that. They'd hold on to that scene and, I don't know, put it in their back pocket. So I'll give you an example. Now, so this is not what my source told me. I'll just talk about another rumor that came up. So think about it like how y'all remember when Doctor Strange 2 was coming out and people was like, hey, they got Tom Cruise to come and shoot and be the other Iron Man, and there was all this rumors and stuff like that. I'll just say I wouldn't put it past them that maybe they did bring Tom Cruise in. I wouldn't be surprised if they just brought him in, probably paid him a little something because it's only like a little bit of work anyway. And then they was like, look, maybe we use it. Maybe we don't. Maybe we use it for something else in the future. Who knows? But I've heard these practices done before, especially with Marvel, where they will bring in certain characters. They'll bring in certain like big characters now. We're not talking about like little old, here comes this random little person. Like they'll bring in big characters and they'll be like, all right, let's shoot this just in case. We will take their word for now. They said they didn't do it. All right. but I'm not going to be surprised if some tell-all book comes and says otherwise later. Not going to be surprised. Anyway, as for Loki, Tom Hiddleston was interviewed about like, yo, the way Loki 2 ended, is that it? Are we going to get Loki again? Is he going to come back? What is it? And Tom Hiddleston actually did respond to this. He said here, it's so hard because I'll be completely honest with you. I have at least twice in my life said goodbye. I've written to Kevin Feige and Luis Esposito and Victoria Alonso and been like, thank you so much. It's been like the role of a lifetime. And they've written notes back saying, come and see us anytime. You're always part of the family. We're always here. You've given us so much, and tears have been shared. So I think it'd be unwise at this point to be conclusive about any of it. So Tom Hiddleston is basically saying there's a chance. There's always a chance. Now, as for a reunion between Loki and Thor, this is what Tom Hiddleston also had to say. I think both Thor and Loki have had to excavate and analyze the past and who they feel they really are and what they really want. But what's interesting about family as well, this is just me thinking about it, is sometimes it will be difficult to let go of the preconception of who they used to be. Loki might be expecting Thor to behave in a certain way or to be a certain way. Thor might be expecting Loki to be a certain way. So I think initially it would be really confusing, but also they've been apart for a long time, and no doubt they've been objects in each other's minds. And so, yeah, I wonder a reunion would likely be. We'll see. So again, he's not confirming that they're going to do a reunion, but I do think that this would be something really dope for the MCU to happen. I mean, we saw in Thor Love and Thunder, Thor really believes that his brother is dead again this time. And he even had the Loki tattoo on his back, right? And we've seen in the Loki series about how when classic Loki, old man Loki, played by Richard Grant, when he talked about how much he missed his brother after being alone for so long, and that hit our Loki, that hit him really hard. So given the ending of Loki season 2 and the character development, the arc that he's gone on, my goodness, it would be fantastic if these two could meet. Like, just imagine Thor could be like, oh my gosh, Loki, what's going on with you? You're doing what now? And Loki would be like, wait a minute, you got a kid now? Like, what is happening? So I would love to see that reunion. I think that would be fantastic. Maybe for Thor 5, maybe in Secret Wars. I don't know. But that would be too much story potential to leave on the table for Marvel to ignore it. But anyway, y'all let me know, what do you think about the Loki rumors? What do you think about a potential reunion with Loki and Thor? Would you like to see it? Do you think they ended things the right way? Do you think Marvel is capping? Do you think they lying out there talking about that they didn't shoot anything else with Kang? I don't know. Whatever. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments down below. Okay, we have a couple more because actually we are going to stay. No, we are going to stay with Kang because that has been a big question a lot of people have been asking about is Kang done? Like, what's going on with Kang? Is he going to go away? Because we know that Jonathan Majors does have his unfortunate situations with this trial case going on. We still have yet to get a verdict or, see the whole story or whatever. And if you do need, you can always go check out all my videos on this following the case and all the details. So there have been so far a lot of different reports going around about what the MCU is going to do with Kang. We don't know. Are they going to keep him? Are they going to move away from him? Now, let me just kind of give two perspectives here. On one end, Jonathan Majors' case is getting dragged out by the DA prosecution, right? Like, they are refusing to dismiss the case. The judge in this case is not, they denied Jonathan Majors the motion to dismiss the case. So they are really pushing for this to go to trial. They kept delaying it over and over again. And on the bad side of this, it basically is not good for Jonathan Majors, whether he's guilty or not. It's not a good sign for him to keep being in the news and reminding people that he's in the news for, a domestic violence case, whatever. It's just not good for his image. And it's going to be something that's going to wear on the studios, because keep in mind, all these other studios, all these other publicists, management teams, they left him, right? They left him before they even heard anything, before they found out whether he was guilty or innocent. They just left him, right? So Marvel has been like the only ones to actually stick with him at this point, which I think is a positive thing. I think that, you should stick with this guy until you find out otherwise. Because why? Innocent until proven guilty, right? And let me give you the other side of this. Yes, Marvel could move away from Kang, or they could move away from Majors, but I think it would be kind of messy if they did, mainly because the other side of this equation is Grace Jabari, his ex-girlfriend. She also was working for Marvel at the time of this incident. So you had a Marvel employee messing around with Jonathan Majors, who was a Marvel employee. You got two employees that have a conflict. If you ditch Jonathan Majors, you're basically saying we side with the female side, the alleged victim. If you stick with him, or whatever, and maybe you fire her or whatever the case is, now it's looking like you're picking sides, right? So at the end of the day, I do think that it's more wise for Marvel to be like, you know what? We're not going to pick sides. We're going to wait until the actual trial. If he's guilty, fine. Move on, recast. That's business. We understand. If he's innocent, you stick with the man and you keep going, because that's what y'all did with Jeremy Renner. That's what y'all did with Josh Brolin when they were also accused of, physical harassment, abuse, whatever those cases were. Y'all stuck with them. So in order to keep a good precedent with talent, because people are going to get accused all the time. It's really about whether that accusation is true or not. If it's not true, you shouldn't be just panicking just because their name got brought up. But that's just the real life aspect of it, right? The other question here is, should they move away from Kang the Conqueror, right? So forget Jonathan Majors. Jonathan Majors is an actor. Actors get replaced all the time. We're going to talk about the actual character. Should Marvel move away from Kang the Conqueror? In my opinion, I'm going to say no, they should not. I do not believe that Marvel should move away from Kang the Conqueror, mainly because y'all done wasted our time with Phase 4. We got dragged around with all this multiverse this and multiverse that, and Kang coming in and doing. The last thing I need you to do is to tell me that the last 2-3 years that we spent with this was for nothing. I don't want that. I would rather Marvel sit here and say, yes, Kang is still here. We're still going to do, whatever. Finish the story. Just finish it. Finish the story. Don't sit here and swap it out because people were talking about, oh, well, maybe they'll bring Doom in and stuff. No. Yes, we've had some bumps in the road. Yes, we've had some things that were not good. But damn it, just finish the story, because Kang, the character himself, is still a very good character. I don't care what all the other nonsense real life stuff is. The character is still a pretty good character. Don't be just running away just because y'all messed up a couple stories. Fix it. It's fiction. Fix it. Y'all don't have to be running away just because of that, because some of the movies didn't do well. Some of the movies didn't do well because of other things. It was never because of Kang. Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania was not Kang's fault. That was the writer's fault. That was the fault of whoever came up with that story. Kang was the best part. Whatever's happening in Loki, in my opinion, I still think Kang is running things. You know, you got a whole multiversal war going on. People are sitting here talking about like, oh, well, you know, Loki made it so that Kang, fixed everything. Or I'm sorry, that Loki fixed everything where Kang is not an issue. I'm like, says who? Says who? Just because, minor spoiler alert, just because the TVA is now focused on Kang does not mean that Kang is now resolved. That's not how Kang works. Kang is a way more complicated character than just, oh, I got the TVA that he built, by the way. He built the TVA. Y'all think the TVA gonna stop him? What are you talking? What? So I would think that it's rushing things to try and run to some other, character, Doom, Galactus, whatever. Trust me, I want to see them, but finish this Kang thing up first. But anyway, let's get to like what some of the where some of this speculation came from. So we talked about earlier about the Variety article about how at first it seemed as though Marvel was screwed because they committed to Kang. But it was really the author from The Reign of Marvel Studios. This was that big book that just recently came out. That's where a lot of the behind the scenes secrets and stuff like that have dropped. A lot of people have been talking about this book. I haven't finished reading it, but it's definitely on my. I'll probably read it very soon anyway. But the author, what's her name? I think it's Joanna Robinson. She has a podcast now, and of course she still got her little connections and sources and stuff. And she recently said this on her podcast. So she said here that let's see, she's the one that suggested that Jeff Loveness, the Ant-Man writer, that he was dropped from the project, which he was from Secret War or from Kang Dynasty. He got kicked off from there. But she also noted that Marvel Studios will be moving away from Kang the Conqueror, and Loveness' proximity to the villain no longer fit the changing plan. So in other words, the Ant-Man guy, the Ant-Man writer, got kicked off of Kang Dynasty because he was supposed to do Kang Dynasty. So whatever he thought he was doing with Kang, setting him up in Ant-Man 3, they don't want to go in that direction in Avengers Kang Dynasty. That makes sense because I would agree. The hell y'all thought y'all were doing in Ant-Man 3, that is not what you need to do with Kang. Like super ants, get out of here. So that makes sense if they want to just go in a different direction, but I wouldn't say that you should move completely away from Kang. However, to make things even more complicated, Kang Dynasty is suffering another loss. And that is now with the fact that the director for Kang Dynasty, Destin Daniel Cretton, he is now no longer a part of it. So Avengers Kang Dynasty has now lost their director in this situation. It says here that he has decided to step away as director of Marvel Studios Kang Dynasty to focus on his other Marvel projects. This doesn't mean he's in the doghouse or anything. He's in talks with Marvel about directing future movies. So Kang Dynasty was supposed to come out, or I think it's supposed to come out May 1st, 2026. But it says the movie will proceed, or it'll come right before Secret Wars on May 7th, 2027. Cretton is currently busy on the Marvel Studios series Wonder Man. That one stars Yahya Abdul-Mateen II. It says Wonder Man will be under the new Marvel Spotlight series, so it should be a little standalone series on its own. And it says the filmmaker is also working on Shang-Chi 2. So that's not great news for Kang. Kang Dynasty. Now, does this mean that Marvel's really moving away from Kang? I don't know. I don't think so, because directors come and go all the time, right? It's not a shocking news, that, like, so for example, we lost the director for Blade, but we got another one. So maybe Marvel will grab another person, because Destin was kind of already busy in the first place, right? Like, he was already doing a lot of stuff. You got Shang-Chi too, then you got another Avengers movie, and you about to do a TV show too. That's a lot. That's a lot. So I'm hoping that he's just gotten too busy. But we do have another wrinkle to this. Now, this is going to be according to Jeff Snyder. He is another insider, probably more on the reliable side of insiders. He's once again, he's the guy that told us about the recasting of Thunderbolt Ross with Harrison Ford. And he's been responsible for a number of other leaks and information. He gave us, I want to say, the majority of the Fantastic Four cast, at least for now. And he's got some other stuff we'll talk about as well. But he heard some other stuff about Kang Dynasty. And it's different. Here it is. It says here, according to Jeff Snyder, Marvel wants one director to take over both Avengers, the Kang Dynasty, and Avengers Secret Wars. The films are seen as essentially being a two-parter. Oh, well, this is different. So it is possible. Now, I don't know how I feel about just ditching Kang. Actually, I do know. I just told y'all. I don't want them to just ditch Kang and rush to Secret Wars. But I'm not mad at the idea of Secret Wars being a two-parter and by the same director. Let me bring it in. For those of you that are aware of how the Secret Wars story works, and you also know that Secret Wars served as a soft reboot for Marvel, like in the comics. It has all the makings to have Secret Wars basically be Infinity War and Endgame all over again. It basically has that makeup, because the beginning of Secret Wars is crazy. You just got your fights, your heroes, villains, everybody coming back. It's nuts. And then the second half, you have to resolve things and maybe soft reboot. So it makes sense to do that. But let me just say this. Marvel has had some struggles. Do y'all remember who said wanted to direct Secret Wars? The Russo brothers. The Russo brothers, in the middle of Infinity War and Endgame, the most titular movies of superhero-dom that we've ever seen, when they asked these guys, what would y'all come back for? They said, Secret Wars. Marvel, this is the one thing you can do that's an easy layup. Don't get me wrong. You got the X-Men, you got Deadpool. Yeah. Okay. You bring the Russos back? The guys that literally showed you they know how to handle Captain America. They did it with Winter Soldier and with Civil War. They showed you that they know what they're doing with a big ensemble cast, which, by the way, Secret Wars does. It handles that. These guys know the characters. They care about the stories. They only made you $1 billion in the box office. What are you waiting for? Ain't nobody checking for whatever the Russo brothers are doing right now. Did y'all go see Cherry yet? Anybody? Did y'all? Who's still talking about the Gray Man? Both of y'all need each other. Marvel, you need the Russo brothers, y'all need Marvel. Get on it. Secret Wars Part 1, Part 2, treated just like Infinity War and Endgame. Do the same thing. Make money together. I'll be there. If you sit here and tell me the Russo brothers are coming back and they're doing Secret Wars 1 and 2, I'll be there. Oh, y'all finna break records. You're going to break records. And you potentially are going to bring back old characters and stuff too. Go ahead and leave $5 billion on the table if you want to. Go ahead. So anyway, these are rumors. But if you're going to move away from Kang, which I still don't think you should do. I do not think they should. But if you're going to break up Secret Wars and make it a part 1 and 2 instead, and you bring back the Russo brothers, that's so much money. That is so much money. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. What do you do? What? Cherie. Like I'm in the middle of this and this. Oh my goodness. There's some stuff. Anyway, so y'all let me know. What do you think about the possibility of Kang being, if Marvel moves away from Kang? Do you think that they should or shouldn't? And if they do move away, are you okay with Avengers Secret Wars being broken up into 2 different movies? Is that something you'd like to see? Do you think that they should stick to the script and do their own thing with the Kang Dynasty and Secret War? And should they bring back the Russo brothers? Whatever you think, let me know in the comments down below. All right, let's grab some of these comments here. Shogun, okay, if Marvel stuck with Brolin Thanos, that goes against the argument that Majors is too damaged. Therefore, Kang, even if he's found innocent. Yeah, no, I mean, again, not only Josh Brolin, because he also had his accusations and stuff and troubles there. Jeremy Renner, he also had that situation happen as well. So, yeah, they all can definitely stick with him and make sure that they get that together. So yes, I'm totally with you on that. Thank you so much. Let's see. JN, writing for Kang outside of Loki was terrible. Yeah, it didn't work. It didn't work. I mean, I like the potential, like I'll still never forget when they sat here and said in that commercial, and he was like, oh, the Avengers, like the one with the hammer, like I killed all, haven't I killed y'all already? They need to show that. Marvel needs to capitalize on that scene with Jonathan Majors. I don't care if it's a flashback. I don't care what it is. They need to show Kang wiping them all out and actually establish to the audience, this guy's a problem. Y'all thought Thanos was an issue. No, this dude make Thanos look like it's playtime. Like he's the real deal. Yeah, they needed to really get back on that. JN, rumor is Coogler or Russo for Secret Wars. I don't want Coogler. And it's no offense to Coogler. I would rather, like, again, I've been talking about high risk, high reward, right? I have not seen, and again, it's not to be hateful or nothing like that. Ryan Coogler has done more singular focused movies. The movies are through one character. Maybe there's an ensemble, but Secret Wars, it's a big movie with a lot of characters. It's not some one little tunnel type of thing. I'm not saying Ryan Coogler is incapable of doing things. What I am saying is I've seen the Russo brothers already do it. I've seen the Russo brothers already demonstrate to me that they can juggle it and they know the characters and they know how to make these movies work in terms of giving people memorable moments. I ain't seen nobody recall or talk about anything from Wakanda, Black Panther Forever, or Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. No, nobody's talked about those scenes. But I have seen people talk about, and I understand the situations are different. I get it. But I have seen people still bring up, y'all remember that time Cap lifted the hammer? Oh man, that was crazy. What? Like the Russos get it. So I'd rather go with somebody that's been there, done that, rather than, oh, well, I like Ryan Coogler, so let's just give it to him. Nah, let's go with the guys that already made us $4 billion. I'll go with that. And again, Marvel needs to go with safe. Go with what you know, at least. Mark, I will no longer watch MCU movies if they move away from Kang or Majors. Okay, I understand. That's your prerogative. That's your right to do. SN, what you got? Stick with Kang and course correct. Too deep in the storyline. I agree with that. Bring in the Russos along with Marcus and McFeely to pen it. Sure. Y'all have not failed yet. These are the same guys that gave us everything with Captain America, and I still think he has one of the better MCU trilogies out there. Give us more of that. They haven't failed us yet. So yeah, totally with that. All right, let's move on. Oh my gosh. Okay, I gotta get some for this. Guys, I did not know how messy this was. We have to talk about WB. And we have to talk about the drama with WB. The nonsense that has happened with WB is ridiculous. Now, we've talked about Snyder and all the previous regimes and the back and forth. I feel like it's always something. It's always something. And I'm starting to get to the point where I think that whatever's going on with WB, like, it must be a curse on just the name, because we can't sit here and say it's the same people. They've literally changed executives, they've changed CEOs, they've changed personnel constantly. It's been so many different people that have been running WB. And now we have David Zaslav. He's the new boss of WB, right? And you would think when you get new people in charge, different outcomes would happen. That's the expectation, right? Oh, man, y'all were sinking the ship. All right, cool. We're going to come in and right that ship. So I'm going to start off with one, and then we're going to go into the other one. David Zaslav. He's probably been cast as the villain in the whole story when it comes to the actor strike and the writer strike. He said some things. People don't like him. Like, people just do not like him at all. Like, in the industry, I guess. This is word on the street. And I don't think he does himself any favors along the way. So we just got done settling the strike. The writers, keep in mind what they was fighting for. All they wanted was just some residuals. All they wanted was just, some equal pay and here and that. They just wanted to get fair treatment since the industry has changed. And they've dragged these fights on for a while. Keep that in mind too, right? It's not like you had the studios just say, hey, let's sit down, let's get this together, and we're going to squash this out in a day. That did not happen. They dragged this out. Some CEOs were saying, oh, this is unreasonable. Y'all want to get paid? Like, what y'all doing? So, and David Zaslav has been one of the big three. It was him, Iger, and the Netflix guys, as well. But with all that fighting, David Zaslav still said this. He admits that the striking writers were right about almost everything. Warner Brothers Discovery boss David Zaslav now admits that striking writers were correct in their demands for sweeping changes and how creatives are compensated in Hollywood. He said they are right about almost everything. So what if we overpay? I've never regretted overpaying for great talent or a great asset. Sir. First of all, you saying that they were right about everything. But you held this thing up. You and your peers held this thing up. Y'all cost the studios money. Because when you didn't pay the actors and you didn't want to deal with them, that was lost revenue. So you was hurting the shareholders, trying to blame it on them, but then you want to turn around and say, oh, y'all was right. And so what if we overpay? What are you overpaying? You're literally just paying them residuals for the work that they've done the same way you did before. But that's overpaying? Wait a minute. Didn't this man... Look at this. This man literally just made $246 million in 2021. And somebody from the WGA said that's about the same level as 10,000 writers asking to be paid collectively. If that. But you overpaying? But you just said that you don't mind paying for talent. Didn't you cancel Batgirl? Like, didn't you? Ooh, okay. So, with all that said, let's move on to the other WB fiasco that's been happening, and I had no idea it was to this degree. Have y'all heard about the Coyote versus Acme movie? This is apparently a movie. It was going to be a live action Wile E. Coyote Roadrunner movie or whatever. I believe John Cena was in this movie and all that. And, it was just like, look, I didn't even want to report on it because I was like, whatever. It's just a movie, just whatever. It's just a random movie, right? Looney Tunes. And apparently, this movie got more drama than Batgirl had. And y'all remember what happened with Batgirl. Batgirl tested the same way, with the same rating as Black Adam, but according to Peter Safran and James Gunn and David Zaslav, Batgirl was just unwatchable. It was just, we can't do this. We can't. Now, Batgirl was supposed to be something straight for streaming, but Zaslav wanted to go back to theaters, which is great. But if you could put Black Adam that tested the same as Batgirl in the theaters, but you couldn't do Batgirl, something's not right. And y'all were the same people. Zaslav said this too, that The Flash was one of the greatest superhero movies he ever saw. And that flopped. So once again, the math ain't mathing with these folks, okay? But the Coyote movie was something that was interesting here because it's basically gotten the Batgirl treatment all over again, okay? So this movie was put out there, it was tried, it was tested, and all that stuff, right? But I want to go through this story because it has so many twists and turns. So it says here, the studio once again decided to axe another completed film, Coyote versus Acme. So once again, this movie was done, it was wrapped up, and they decided to cancel it, okay? It says here, this live action animation hybrid, so think Roger Rabbit, starring John Cena, originally intended for HBO Max before it was given a theatrical release date of July 21st. The Hollywood Reporter learned the studio would can the entire $70 million project and use it as an estimated $30 million write-off. Here we go again with these write-offs. A source tells Rolling Stone that the director, Dave Green, and top producers were only informed after WB already underwent the process of writing off the movie. So, in other words, they literally made the movie, and then they only found out after WB signed the dotted line that they was going to write this off, that this movie was never going to make it. So they blindsided the people that worked their tails off on this movie just out of nowhere. Sound familiar, right? It sounds like Batgirl all over again. Now, let's not forget, WB did have some financial issues and all of that, so that's why they can Batgirl, so that they can get these tax write-offs and make their numbers look better. But it gets worse. Let's go. The studio publicly blamed the decision on a shift in global strategy to shift to theatrical releases. But the film was testing positively with audiences, 14 points above the norm for a family film. Warner Brothers is a mess, according to a source. They obviously are carrying this staggering debt. They probably have certain minimums and obligations they must owe their creditors, which are motivating them to make bizarre choices. They're just not in sync with how the business has been run. It's devilishly destructive. Okay, so that's the first thing, right? They blindsided the creators. They wrote off the movie, and they basically are treating this like another Batgirl, even though this tested very well. All right. It gets worse. It gets worse. After the decision to do that, to can it, whoo, boy, they had to change their mind real fast. It says here, after that decision was made, the studio will now reverse course. It will now allow the director to shop his live action animation hybrid movie to other potential buyers instead of shelving the project for a tax write-off. And it says Amazon is now a contender. Now, why did this happen? Because the directors, once they found out what was going on, the news started to come out, and this was not a good look for WB at all. But oh my gosh, it gets so messy. Here we go. A group of filmmakers with business at the studio started a text chain, a support group of sorts, to share their hopes and their anxieties about WB, as well as encouragement and tips for navigating the studios. The one question all of them had was, what was going on with their movies? So after the Coyote and Acme news broke last week, several filmmakers instructed their reps to cancel meetings that they had on the books with WB. But now that Coyote may ultimately find a new home, these filmmakers are taking a wait and see approach. Wow. WB almost effed around and found out. So in other words, when they saw how they treated the Batgirl directors, and now how they saw that they were treating these Coyote directors, they sitting here saying like, well, if you could do it to them and you could do it to them, what you gonna do to us? And I love the fact that these filmmakers all came together and they started to basically act like, yo, we need to really figure this out. We don't like how WB is doing their business. Pull them contracts. Yeah, that movie that I said I was going to do for them, nah, pull that. We not going to run this with them. Love it. I love it when people stand together to fight for a common cause. Let's go. We got some more in there. We got some more. It said here, unlike Batgirl, Coyote and Acme was fully completed. So Batgirl was not completed and they scrapped it. But Coyote and Acme was fully completed and had tested multiple times in the 90s. The 90s. If you need an idea of what a 90s test score is like, that was like the Oscar best winner Argo. Both Deadpool movies tested in the 90s. The first Conjuring movie tested in the 90s. That's what this movie was equivalent to. According to sources who have seen the film, Coyote versus Acme is a popcorn-style crowd pleaser. Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Y'all said that Batgirl, which was not finished yet, tested the same as Black Adam. Black Adam, if I'm not mistaken, tested in the 70s. The 70s. And y'all ran with Black Adam. But this movie tested in the 90s? Y'all gonna scrap the 90s? Do you know how many movies get test screenings that wish they could get up to the 90s? Deadpool, The Conjuring, Argo. And it's more. There is still a planned funeral screening. Y'all remember the funeral screening? That's what they did with Batgirl this week at Warner Brothers, according to sources. Remember, the funeral screening is what they did with Batgirl. Basically, they said, hey, everybody, come on in. We're going to let y'all see this movie. And after that, it's done for. It's over with. So they said that they were going to do a funeral screening for it. Now, the director, part of Duffield's, who was Duffield? He was the director of No One Will Save You. Part of his frustration said that David Green did everything that was asked of him. He delivered the film. He hit the right test scores. He even moved away from his friends and family to London for 18 months to save the studio money on post-production costs. All of this just to see the movie get run off a cliff? And he's, this other director says that Coyote can make money, certainly more than what the tax write-off is. Wow. So this guy spent a year and a half of his life, moved away from his friends and family. He gave the studio the movie that they wanted. He tried to save them all the money, and it tested well, and they still was going to write them off. Why would anyone want to work for these people? Imagine giving everything, sacrificing for a job, and they say, yeah, okay, hey, Johnson, hey, Judy, this work you did is great. We're not going to use it. I know you spent a long time on it. I know it came out very well. Our clients love it, but we're not going to use it. Thanks, though. What? So we have more news that the screening happened. The screening happened earlier this week. And according to sources that saw the screening, it drew a huge applause at the end, and it had wall-to-wall laughs during it. Lord and Miller, y'all remember Lord and Miller? The guys that gave us the Spider-Verse movies? Miller said, I saw Coyote versus Acme, and it's delightful. Funny, charming, good physical comedy timing, and a surprising amount of heart. I hope several studios go after it so the world can see all the good work people did. Once again, this is coming from one half of the people that gave you the Lego movies, people that gave you the Spider-Verse movies. I would listen to them. I trust their opinion on stuff. Now, the other half from Phil Lord, he said Coyote versus Acme is wonderful. The director nails it. Hilarious, smart, existential, and moving, and moves this all-time character more relevant than ever. And it goes on and on and on of filmmakers and other people that went to this funeral screening and they saw this movie and they was like, yo, this movie's good. When I tell you, that's still not the end of this drama. I'm sitting here thinking like, okay, here we go. WBN, they doing all this drama. They got this good movie. They trying to be greedy and all of this stuff. I didn't expect this twist to come. I didn't expect it was going to get to this point. Y'all, WB done messed up so much. They done acted so sus with all their actions, they done got the ops involved. Y'all, I couldn't make this up. You got Congress now asking for a federal investigation because of your actions? A congressman is calling for a federal investigation of WB for its handling of Coyote versus Acme. Texas Representative Joaquin Castro. He said here in the tweet, the WBD tactic of scrapping fully made films for tax breaks is predatory and anti-competitive. As the Justice Department and the FTC revise their antitrust guidelines, they should review this conduct. As someone remarked, it's like burning down a building for the insurance money. Wow. Wow. You know you got to be a special kind of messy to get the attention of Congress. And let me be very clear. I don't get very political or nothing on here, but Congress is messy in itself. Congress got its own messes to deal with, but y'all got so messy. You know how stinky you got to be to get somebody else stinky to say you stink? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is so messy that you got other messy folks saying, y'all messy. Golly, this is why I was late, because I was watching all this stuff and I was reading this. And I was like, this just got worse and worse and worse and worse. Y'all finna get a federal investigation on a movie studio? Wow. Wow. All right, so that's all we got for the WB Best today. Like, as the world turns, like, this is how many times do we constantly have DC or WB mess to talk about? Like, I don't be looking for that. Like, y'all just can't be at peace. Y'all just can't be a regular old studio and just make some moves, make some movies, make some TV shows. Just be cool. What do you think about this entire Coyote? This feels like a cartoon. It feels like a crazy cartoon right now. What do y'all think about this Coyote versus Acme drama? Whatever the hell's going on with Acme, whatever you think, please let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, because wow. All right. Blue, what you got? Thank you. That's Mr. Bobby Wright. Thank you so much. Thanks for the Blacktastic content. Hit the like button, y'all. Thank you so much, sir. Appreciate the support. Anthony, I forgot I had to get this one too. The writers for Cap 1 through 3, Infinity War, Endgame, back for Avengers 5 and 6. The Russos, yes, and the McNeelys and all that. Totally agree with you on that. I think that is absolutely what needs to happen if you really want to save Marvel. All right, let's get on to the last topic. And the last topic for tonight we have is Fantastic Four. We have updates, we have rumors, and all of that good stuff. Unless you've been living under a rock. And by the way, you do need to be following me. So make sure y'all get that right there. You go follow me on all of them, on all the socials. But we do have potentially our new Mr. Reed Richards. And yeah, I don't think anyone saw this coming. But it looks like it is none other than Pedro Pascal. Yes, that is correct. Pedro Pascal reportedly is now cast as your new Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic. It says here that Marvel is homing in on a Mr. Fantastic. Pedro Pascal is in talks to star as Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, for the Fantastic Four. Now, it does say here, though, that sources say scheduling is a factor in whether the deal will actually work out, and the current status of the talks is unclear. Marvel had no comment. So, in other words, that means that maybe he's not going to make it. He might not. There have been a lot of other talks around. We've heard Adam Driver. We've heard who else was it? Jake Gyllenhaal, maybe. I don't know. But now they saying Pedro Pascal. Now let me just say, now I can't speak for other people. I don't know how others feel about this. But I'm gonna be honest. I like Pedro Pascal a lot. I really like this guy as an actor. Man, when I saw this man in Game of Thrones in Dorne, the Prince of Dorne, I was like, oh, that's my guy right there. When I saw this dude in Narcos, oh, he was cooking. My man was doing this thing in The Mandalorian, of course. He was doing his thing in The Last of Us, but y'all, I don't know. I cannot say that this is the way. When I sat here and heard about Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic, I'm like, why? Like, what? Why? Because on one end, yes, no one's questioning his acting ability, but if we're being very honest here, he's not the first look that you think of for Reed Richards. Now, let me just say, comics can change. Comics can be different. Characters, yes. I personally just believe as long as the ethnicity is not tied to the character, you can change it up if you want to. That's fine. However, and I don't want to shame I don't want to shame my man here. He's a little older. I would have assumed that if you wanted to get a Fantastic Four team together, you'd want to get people a little bit younger. Just don't you want to? You don't want them to last. But like, even if you go with because here's the thing, even though yes, I know, let's go to it. I know Reed look a little older, right? Don't let the gray temples fool you. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the gray temples really came from the cosmic rays and stuff, and it just kind of made him a little bit older, but he was a younger guy, 30s, something like that. But one of the things that I'm kind of looking forward to with Reed is the fact that, this is a character that we're going to have for a long time. How long is Pedro going to want to do this role? Now, let me also mention that rumors were that in the first Avengers Fantastic Four movie, Reed Richards is not even going to be the lead. It's actually going to be Sue Storm. Okay. And we also heard that it was Vanessa Kirby that was cast as Sue Storm. Now, if that's true, I want y'all to look at Vanessa Kirby. Look at Vanessa Kirby. It's a nice looking lady, right? And again, no shade. These don't match to me. He looked like he could be her maybe uncle. Y'all see this together? I don't. I'm just saying I don't see this pairing here. I don't see it. My other bigger concern, so forget the age. Let's throw age out the window. Let's say visuals. Let's throw that out the window, because a lot of times you have actors jump into roles that we don't see it, but then when they show up, we're like, okay, it works. Shout out to John Krasinski, by the way. Would have been the easiest slam dunk, but I think people forget that John might just not be interested. So let's also kind of keep that in mind, that even though we would love for John Krasinski to just come back and redeem that horrible arc that they did in Doctor Strange 2, he might just not be interested. And that's fine. That's fine. This man, Pedro Pascal, is in like 50 different things. Y'all know how much, like, he's in everything. So here's what he's currently doing right now. It says that he's got to do The Last of Us season 2. He's going to be in Gladiator 2. And then he got another movie called Weapons. And then now you want him to also be in Fantastic Four? Why are y'all even talking to him? This man is busy. Now, again, according to the report, it said sources say scheduling is a factor. I don't even know why y'all approached him. Because right now, again, not trying to shade this man, but I feel like this is a little bit on the lazy side of casting. Why? Because it almost feels like typecasting. We've already seen Pedro Pascal play this role because supposedly this Fantastic Four would be in another dimension or whatever, obviously a different dimension. So he's not in the 616. He's already got his family, so I'm assuming his kids are already born. I've already seen Pedro Pascal play that father role. We've seen it in Last of Us. We've seen it in Mandalorian. I don't need to see it again in Fantastic Four. And again, no shade to him. Are there no other actors out there? Because right now it really feels as though Hollywood is like, yo, we have a role, insert Pedro Pascal here. Don't matter what it is, just put Pedro, when in doubt, cast Pedro Pascal. I want the brother to flourish. I want him to cash them checks. Man, do your thing. But damn, as a consumer, I know that there are other roles out there. I know that there are other people out there that'd be great for this stuff. Y'all couldn't find nobody? My other concern with this, outside of the age thing, here's the thing. It's a ripple effect. It's a ripple effect. And of course, it's fiction. Marvel can change whatever they want. But I've told y'all whenever one of the most important things when it comes to casting whoever you want as Reed Richards, you cast Reed Richards, you're also casting Dr. Doom. Because those two are linked. Those two, they're college buddies, rivals. They grew up together, etc. So you're not about to have some old, looking Reed Richards and some young Dr. Doom. So if you're casting an older Reed, that means that you also have to cast an older Dr. Doom. And I already have my reservations about Dr. Doom because not only does that have to be a fantastic actor, but that's a character that hides behind his mask a lot. What well-known actor do you know is going to be okay with keeping a mask on his face 90% of a movie? You got Pedro Pascal, and I don't know if the reports are true or not. Apparently, he didn't want to have his helmet on all the time, even though it's literally what his character is supposed to do. So you have oversaturation as an issue. You have potential age as an issue. Again, can Marvel make it work? Yes. It's the multiverse. It's fiction. It's whatever they want it to be. But would this be a home run? I don't know. I'm willing to give it a shot, but I don't know. By the way, when it comes to Vanessa Kirby, it was funny because she was asked whether she was going to play Sue Storm. It says here, Vanessa Kirby on if she's playing Sue Storm in Fantastic Four. She says, I don't know. You'll have to ask them, Marvel. I would be very honored to join. Isn't that cute? She's so cute. She ain't been trained yet. She ain't gone through the Marvel training yet. Ma'am. And I know I think she's English or whatever. She don't know how this game get played. If somebody, first of all, she fell for a trap question and she didn't realize that was a trap question. You're supposed to just leave it as, if it happens, that'd be great. I'd be honored to join. You said you don't know, you'll have to ask them. That sounds like you already signed the line, but you don't want to talk because it would violate your contract. Welcome to the MCU, Vanessa Kirby. Welcome. But now we can get into the juicy rumor part of all of this. And we're going to go to, this is going to be Jeff Snyder. Like I said, he is an insider who has, dropped some pretty reliable stuff before. And yes, he also commented on how, Pedro's got a lot. He got the Gladiator sequel, Last of Us, this Weapons movie or whatever. And he also shared here that Vanessa Kirby is going to play Sue Storm, and she's going to be the lead of the film. We got Joseph Quinn. He was the guy Eddie from Stranger Things. He's going to be playing Johnny Storm. Moss Backrack cousin. We don't know who he's going to play, but the thought is that he will be playing the Thing. Now, here's the interesting part. Now, we will take this with a grain of salt. But here's the interesting part about this Fantastic Four stuff that he's hearing. He's saying the feeling at Marvel was that they needed a big star for Mr. Fantastic. I don't like that. It says here that they went out to Jake Gyllenhaal. They went out for Jake Gyllenhaal, and they went out for Adam Driver. They also went for Emma Stone, but she's not playing Sue Storm. And Kevin Feige is trying to contain the cost. He's trying to make sure them costs don't go too high. And I agree with that. Gyllenhaal, we'll get to that in a second. But let me just say this. If it is true that Marvel was worried and that they needed a big name for Mr. Fantastic, you could not be more wrong. Because at the end of the day, Marvel has proven that you don't need big name actors to fulfill great roles. You can take actors that have talent that might not be household names, and the role will make them even better. Mr. Fantastic is a character that has enough in it that can make any good actor a new household name. Y'all wasn't checking for Tom Hiddleston before, but now you know who he is because of the journey that he took with Loki. Robert Downey Jr., he was doing a lot of supporting roles in Hollywood where he wasn't Mr. A-list star until he became Iron Man. No one was checking for any of the Chris Hemsworths or Chris Evans or, Tom Hollands or anything until they stepped into those roles that were bigger than them and they took it up a notch. So if the fact that Kevin Feige, if the report is true that he is worried and they need a big name, I would implore Kevin Feige that you could not be more wrong in this case. Black Adam is your best case scenario of showing that people don't care about big names. The Rock is one of the literal biggest names in Hollywood, and he couldn't make Black Adam go past 400 million in the box office. They number one on iTunes, but that's about it. So again, big names are not going to do it. You can take somebody that is a relative unknown. I've been saying for the longest, get Penn Badgley from You. That guy right there is perfect to play the role of Reed Richards, but the roles are going to define the success of the characters, the stories, the development. Those things will take care of themselves. Oh, but there was another factor here. I told you, so in this report, it said that Jake Gyllenhaal was considered. Again, this is a different universe. So what if he was Mysterio? It's a different universe. They could change it up. It said here that Jake Gyllenhaal's fee was a little too high. But besides that, the Snyder guy was told that Feige, or I guess Marvel, was afraid that it was way too white. That the whole cast that they have for Fantastic Four was too white, and Reed Richards' character would be the one that they wanted to diversify the cast. I'm just a little curious here. I'm not opposed to diversity at all, obviously. Like, I have no problem with that. And yes, Vanessa Kirby, she's listen, she's as white as they come. No problem with that. White, blonde, pretty, fine. That's fine. Fine. Joseph Quinn, yes, another white guy. Moss Baumbach, yes, he's another white guy. Cousin, another white guy. I get it. So you said all three of y'all way too white. And we can't have another white guy like Jake Gyllenhaal because it's just too much. But y'all said this was the color that you needed? Pedro Pascal is the color that you needed to diversify the class, the cast? Like culturally? Because I mean, Pedro kind of looks white passing. What color are you talking about? I mean, I know my man is from Chile, or he's Chilean. Okay, that's cool. He don't look like a brown-skinned man to me. I'm just saying. Maybe he tans well. I don't understand the concern that if the current cast is too white, the next pivot would be Pedro Pascal. Now, if you wanted to say Oscar Isaac, okay. Now, I'm not saying Oscar is the most brown-skinned guy, but Oscar he got a little color. He got a little bit, I could see he's kind of ethnically ambiguous, I think, for Hollywood. They'd be like, oh yeah, he's Egyptian. Nah, he's Hispanic. Nah, he's Middle Eastern. Nah, you could put Oscar Isaac in whatever role, ethnic wise. Pedro, I'm sorry. There are Latinos that do check off as white. And that's okay. There's nothing not against that. I'm just saying, if you said that this was too white, but then you go with Pedro Pascal, I don't see how that absolves what your apprehension was, Marvel. Again, this is just reported. We don't know if it's true or not. This is just what they've heard. Because I'm sitting here thinking, if you say, okay, the Fantastic Four are too white, and you want to mix it up and get some diversity, okay, well then get someone darker. I mean, that would make sense with Kang the Conqueror. Kang the Conqueror supposedly is maybe a descendant of Reed Richards. So that would make sense. So anyway, I'm taking this report with a grain of salt, but I'm just saying, if that's true, I don't understand that pivot. I don't get that. And then we have the last rumor here, which if you're going to have Fantastic Four, we already know that you're going to have Doctor Doom eventually, but they also are talking about Galactus. And the Galactus that you're going to have here that they talking about is going to be none other than Javier Bardem. And he is right now being eyed to play Galactus. I will just say that I don't care, because I don't care for Galactus. I think he'd be great in the role. I don't think he'd be a problem. I just don't care about Galactus, because Galactus, for those of you that don't know, he's this giant guy that literally eats planets. I've always found Galactus to be boring in the comics. I've always found him to be not that interesting. I love Silver Surfer. Silver Surfer is great. I'll take that. But Galactus, I don't care. I don't care. But yeah, so that's it. I did see some other rumors online about who they were looking at for Doctor Doom. Because like I said, if you cast Reed Richards, you gotta get Dr. Doom to be his counterpart. They were talking about, at least this is the rumor, Mads Mikkelsen. Mads Mikkelsen makes sense. Like when the MCU started, I remember Mads Mikkelsen was he was cast as that random villain in Doctor Strange, and I was like, why is this man not Doctor Doom? Like this is literally what he was born to play. Y'all know Mads. Come on now. Y'all know Mads. Okay? Like this dude should be Doctor Doom. Like this is what he does. He could play that role like in his sleep, But anyway, that's just a loose rumor as well. Nothing really to back that up. But y'all let me know, what do you think about Pedro Pascal as potentially, not confirmed, but potentially your new Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards? What do you think about the idea that Fantastic Four was too white? Did they resolve it with potentially getting Pedro Pascal? What do you think about the idea of Javier Bardem playing Galactus and maybe Mads Mikkelsen playing Dr. Doom? Whatever you think, please feel free to let me know in the comments down below. All right, guys, that is it. Who said I was going to hit 4 hours? No, I wasn't. Let's see. Reagan, what you got? Yo, What If is about to go crazy next month. Facts. Facts on facts. Yes, it is. And I cannot wait. Cannot wait. Thank you so much. Quiet One, the director, Larry Houston of the X-Men animated series, posted on his IG. He gives his vote for Anson Mount, Black Bolt, for Reed Richards. After seeing his look, he could pull it off. Maybe. I would need to see a little bit more from Anson. Because for me, when it comes to Reed Richards, I would like to see someone who is not just socially awkward, but you need someone that has the ability to give you a certain trajectory with the character. So, for example, and I'm gonna go deep for my comic fans, you need someone that can give you almost that Peter Parker, innocent, nerdy vibe. But then you need that person later to also give you the vibes from the Maker. If you know who I'm talking about with the Maker, so you need somebody that can give you that night and day. That's what you need with Reed Richards. Cillian Murphy, people are saying, fantastic idea. I would love, if we couldn't get Mads Mikkelsen, I would love Cillian to come in and play Dr. Doom. That would be easy for him to do. So yeah, that would it. But yes, you need basically that nerdy professor type of look, and then you need the Maker. And again, if you don't know who the Maker is, I don't want to spoil it for y'all, but man, that is something. But thank you so much. We got our last one here. J Mart, can you see Pedro Pascal being cast as Doom? Hell no. Hell no. No. And I'm going to say exactly why. Like I said before, the reason why I don't want race bending when the ethnicity is core to the actual character. Dr. Doom is a white character. He is a white European, Eastern European character straight from the Caucasus. Okay? From Latveria. You do not mess with that guy's character by bringing in a Hispanic, Latino character, black, white. No, you bring in an Eastern European, or at least someone that can play that, because that's who his character is. It's no different than what is, oh, thank you, plus. So yeah, Romani, yeah, he bring that in. Bring that in, that like somebody that can capture that essence, because I know Latveria is made up, so that's why I say Eastern European. But don't mess with his ethnicity because it's literally part of his character. That's not the time to be playing the diversity dice game or whatever. That's not it. You can do that with other characters where it doesn't matter. It matters for Dr. Doom. And if Marvel did that, that'd be a huge mistake on their end. If that's the case, you might as well put a Hispanic person to go play somebody from Wakanda. No, we're not doing that. But anyway, guys, I was about to hit that 4 hours. I didn't do it. Not there. Thank you guys so much. I really, really, really appreciate you guys taking the time, as always, for hanging out with your boy. Really, really means a lot. I got to get working on some of these other videos for y'all. But I believe we are going to see each other next week. Yes, it's the weekend. Please go enjoy yourselves. Have a good time. Kiki, I see you trying to laugh. We made it. I made it. So now, what you got to say? I got 10 minutes left. Anyway, y'all have yourselves a great weekend. Wash your hands, wash your butts, and everything in between. And I guess I will see you guys